All right, welcome to Min to Max 20. Tonight we will be continuing our Through the Frost Trail arc as our adventure continues to trudge on ever closer to their destination. Hopefully we can make some good headway tonight. Sir Denric is now a cat, but we'll get to that when we actually jump in tonight because there is reasons for that.
Fucking furries.
Yeah, actually, that's just he's
Dude,
just cosplaying.
why did you cast Greater Polymorph?
He's just
The gag.
Wait, did she just like jump up there? I thought you put her up there.
No, she just jumped on the keyboard.
Nice. I like that. I like that a lot, actually. Well, all right. Let me go ahead and shift our music over here. And then we can get this show on the road, unless anyone has anything. I do not.
I have a bowl.
Yeah.
Is there soup in it?
I've got soup.
There is salad and chicken.
Oh my god.
Hold on, let me see that bowl. Let me see that bowl. Hold on, raise it up. It looks like a coconut, kind of. Like, wait, does it have a handle? Hey,
Yeah, it's like this is a fucking bowl, dude. I need to do
It's
dishes.
his mug.
I don't have like actual big like serving bowls because I live in a studio apartment, and if I need one, I should get a new apartment. Then I was like, I want a big ass salad to myself, and here we are.
Okay. I like that.
Yeah. That's the whole lore. I did nothing else this week.
All right, well,
he just cut himself off. What a dick. Talking to viewers.
No, I'm making sure the audio is
Goddamn
not.
grit.
This is fine.
Yeah, likely story.
All right, actually, I'm just talking to Farmer Gray, bro. That's it.
I mean, I don't
Good
blame you.
old Farmer Gray.
Good old Farmer Griggles.
Okay, so Sir Dinner's not here, but we can get this recap going, and we will just let this man catch up. He was there. He should remember, right?
Yeah. It's Sir
Yeah.
Denric.
Yeah. Anyway, all right. So to recap from last week, having started last week in the middle of a fray with a pack of wolves that had ambushed y'all as you kind of transitioned out of the dire frost woodlands as you guys were making your way ever closer towards your destination, slowly creeping towards the Everreach peaks, which was kind of inadvertently your destination in some capacity. As honestly, y'all came back hot. There was some nervousness, but then as we queued back up, there was some sweet plays, a lot of damage done. Okay, I was talking, and then I saw the noodle. And it like I hyper fixated on it.
I'm happy to help. Most people do.
But yeah, as you guys came back in the second half swinging, the wolves at least a couple attempted to flee, but the party was not having that, and so all were slain. I would say sadly, but honestly, they got what they deserved. As you guys continued onward, the storm continued to break as the weather started to shift in your favor as the snow started to recede and the wind started to kind of calm down. And before not too long, as the sun kind of set, you could see for the first time stars overhead and a half moon kind of illuminating the snowy terrain around you. As you all continued to progress, you eventually made it to where the Everreach kind of crept along into like a northern kind of fashion before connecting to this massive mountain off in the distance. You Axoff enlightened the party, informing them that there would be a pass that you have to kind of venture forth and navigate in between, and along this pass there would be this kind of outpost known as this is just great. The Summer Sun's Crossing, and it's kind of this small little town of sorts that in the summertime operates, but in the winter is abandoned, and the people who run it make their way back to Grimtoll. As you guys were navigating along the pass, there was some poor perception checks, which led to a late reaction time on on some falling debris from like over kind of upper echelons of the mountain. At which point, Sir Denric got his shit absolutely rocked, along with Stuart, who he had taken from Zahir because Zahir was absolutely dead ass. But Other than that, you eventually made your way to the exterior wall of this outpost, and with Virden assisting Axoff and undoing the locks with some nifty spells, you guys gained entry and made your way over to the stables. As you guys kind of hunkered down your mounts for the evening, Virden kind of getting a little investigatory, as Morello was like, let's just chill out, come on now. But thankfully, no harm, no foul, as the rest of the group, as Axoff led you all to the Evening's Respite, which was an inn that you guys broke into. And basically, at that point, started a fire. Zahir just bundled up next to it as he took many points of exhaustion. The party overall exhausted because they had to push into the night to get here. But thankfully, it was, for the most part, an evening's final, just kind of an evening to unwind and discuss and talk. And when we ended last session, the party had opened up this lockbox that they had found in the snow along their travels, and within it held a scimitar. And that is actually where we left off, as Virden was silently crying to himself, knowing that he will never be as efficient with wielding a scimitar as he would a rapier. Mm-hmm. And so that is where we'll go ahead and jump back in.
You know what that means, my friend Virden.
I can wield scimitars.
So can my son. It's a gift.
I'll dual wield them.
So, as we jump back into the night's game, as Morello has already made his way up into the second kind of story of the actual inn portion of this, or the room kind of, lodging portion of this inn, Axoff being the first to go, as he made his way to a room as well. Now it is just Virden, Sir Denric, and Zahir. Zahir crashing back on the couch, and Sir Denric playing his lute. Is there anything you guys would like to finish doing, or anything that you guys would like to do before y'all take an evening's rest?
I would only like to.
I would like to sleep before my rest.
Sounds good.
Point. I'd like to set sensor spikes outside.
Morello had done that.
That's right. I forgot we did.
Yeah,
that.
Yeah. You passed them off to Morello, and he managed to set them up.
Your rest with some more rest.
Is at least one over by the stables?
Yeah, I recall there being one there.
Yeah, one by the stables, one by the main gate, one by the entrance to the tavern.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna sleep. I think I'll stay in the lobby though. I think I'll still inside the space cast Tiny Hut, so I have my little bit of privacy and such. It'd be kind of near that fire, but it's still in the lobby. Okay,
sounds good. There is a second hearth that has not been lit, and so if you wanted to encase that one and light it, you could.
I'm not confident how magically ventilated Tiny Hut is, so I'll be more focused on making sure there's a sofa inside it than just like an active fire.
Okay. So as you make your way over to the kind of cozy kind of nook on the right hand side of the interior space where Zahir has been crashing out, you find yourself another like kind of sofa of sorts, and you start to cast.
I think Zahir's his body heat's already on it. It's like.
He made his way back over there. So.
Oh, I thought he was up in the room now. Yeah, no, I'll take the new.
No, Morello and Axoff went to rooms, but the rest of you are all kind of in the.
I'll take a different one.
The main floor here. Okay. So as you finish casting your tiny hut, as it apparates in the space, as you now have the most furnishings you've ever had in the dome. As you kick your legs up on the armrest, and you can just chillax for the rest of the evening.
I still have a glass of wine, and I'm just gonna sip it and continue reading my book, The Orphan and the Rat, if I recall.
Yeah. Oh no, I think it's Of Rats and Orphans.
Of Rats and Orphans. Yeah, I'll keep reading that book, and I'm just like, this isn't sad yet. I want to wait till it gets sad. Just sip my wine.
Okay. And so, Denric, is there anything you want to do?
I'm just gonna. I think I'll just grab a key and turn in for the night.
Okay, sounds good. You find yourself similar to Morello, kind of a nicely furnished room. Nothing too incredibly, luxurious, but you do find yourself a room, and you manage to doff your armor, seeing as you will not be able to sleep in it, and you bed down. So, do you want me to continue to narrate your book, Virden?
No, I'm okay. Unless if you insist, I'll absolutely enjoy the bedtime story. I'm just in risk of me as a person getting really invested in that. So.
Okay. Well, if that's the case, then. So
fuck.
you last left off our two individuals, our two orphans of the they were figuring out a method of escaping the orphanage. And as they were trying to figure out a way of getting out of the abusive kind of headmaster who runs the building, as they're trying to figure it out, at one point, as they're trying to, they're coming up with plans, but there's none that are actually, I mean, they're also like kids, so they're coming up with some plans, but it's like very, very, very foolish, kind of, just not very well thought out ideas. But
my kids' ass ideas.
Yeah, there's one evening that they find a rat hole, and as they see this rat kind of scurrying out and kind of like digging up, they're kind of grabbing some of the crumbs in one of the evenings. They spook it, and it rushes back into this little hole. And as they go and they investigate, they can see that as they kind of peer into the hole, into this space, it's like this kind of labyrinth of sorts in the interior wall. And as they kind of start to like poke and prod around, they feel that like a portion of this kind of piece of wall can come loose, oddly enough. And you spend the rest of their evening before falling asleep as they kind of take a couple nights, and what the one that the kind of the brains of the group, as he is kind of going in the interior space as his larger kind of for lack of a better term, kind of dumb friend.
Sir Denrick, yes, I remember.
As he's kind of keeping watch to make sure that the headmaster doesn't, expose them for their exploits. They find that this labyrinth can lead up and down and all sorts in the interior space of this orphanage. And it is by the time that you're finished reading tonight that he manages to, with the rat's help, find a way to the exterior of the building.
Do I recognize the author's name or anything? Is there any reviews on the back of the book as I'm reading this? I think I'm reading a YA novel.
A YA novel? The name is... Let me go ahead and pull up the name for
you. That's what I was getting from this.
Yeah.
1 second. My notes here are... You get... the name is Deontay Hairston.
Inferno?
No, it is spelled Deante and then Hairston.
Dangerously close. Okay, so assuming the next book is not Paradiso, I'll assume this is not Purgatory, but okay. Okay. Yeah, then I'll enjoy the book enough, and I'll just be going like, if I was there, I'd do things differently, you kids.
Yeah, nerds.
Get an absolute dick of an audience to them. But yeah, that's it.
Okay. So
I'll let myself doze off to sleep doing that.
Sounds good. So as you all eventually find yourself to an evening's rest, all exhausted from your long journey of the previous day, eventually, all sleeping in, not requiring more time necessary for a long rest, but taking it. As you all eventually come to kind of in the early morning, as you all individually come into this interior space, I would say that, Zahir, I would say that before anyone else is awake, with your passive perception, and there's a certain point where you continue to lounge around, but your body's kind of starting to wake up, and you're not really able to go back to sleep. You do hear footsteps on the second story kind of balcony. And as you kind of peer over the back of the sofa, you do see Axoff making his way down the far end steps where he went up to the second story initially. As he makes his way down and does cut towards the front door and does exit, unless of course you want to intercede or interject, but he does make his way out or is heading to.
I'll call out. Good morning, Axoff.
As he kind of.
Is it morning?
As you say this, he kind of, with the door already kind of half open, he's. Yes, the sun is obviously not up. It is, the days are obviously later to start in this northern area, but it is morning. And, yeah.
Do you have business that you're taking to?
No, I want to...
Earlier than usual?
No, I want to go ahead and I was going to make my way out and see where, if just kind of get the lay of the land forward and see if there's anything, on the distant horizon that might, spill any sort of issues or trouble, and then just kind of take a moment to myself.
All right.
I'll be down.
Yeah.
I'll be down at the docks once you guys all awake.
Yeah, and then I will begin my communing with the star map.
Okay, with this star map, I would say make a nature check for me.
Nature. I have a +8 to that. I don't know. Let me see.
You're a druid, so
No, I'm not a druid. Nature. Yep, +0. Oh, natural 1.
Okay, nice. Yeah, so you consult with your star map and you get your ability for the
Where's
day.
my D2?
So as you all over the next hour or so all come to and get yourselves all situated and figured for the morning, you all eventually come down and meet into the kind of the bar kind of central section of this of the inn, unless there's anything specifically that you would like to do prior to.
Just come down, hang out.
I'll be preparing in the open hearth.
Why is that like that?
I mean, there's a cooking spot for me. I'll be using my rapier to cook some remoraz meat. Really get the place all scented and lovely for the morning.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah, and you do so. I want to say that I already had you all take your rations for last night in the morning, if I'm not mistaken. And
I
believe last. Yeah, I believe so. Anyway,
I think it was last night. But,
I don't know if it was this morning.
I don't think it was. So go ahead and everyone, as you wake up and you get yourself settled and you pull out your kind of your rations for your venture. You guys go ahead and take on their half day's rations as you are getting yourselves kind of ready to go for the day.
One half day's rations.
And with
I
that,
think I already
I'll be
took that
right
into
up.
account last time.
okay. So are you all exiting the inn?
Yeah,
I am outing the inn.
Axoff is not present, correct?
Correct. Yes.
And I think at that point, not seeing him, I'll ask everyone. It's like, especially the people who came from upstairs, Morello and Sir Denrick. Like, is Axoff still in his room? We should probably get going soon.
I have not seen him this morning.
I do not know where Exov is. Would you like a breakfast beer?
Yeah, I would, but also we should fight Axoff.
Yeah, it's bacon and eggs flavored.
Oh yes, we can
I'll
do that
do it again.
afterwards.
Zahir, are you not going to tell them where Axoff is?
He's standing next to us menacingly.
Oh yeah. Yeah. He's. He went out to scout, I believe. Check the path ahead. And just be by himself for a little bit.
Well, we can catch up with him here in a moment. We should get this tavern back to the way it was when we first got here. I'm also glad to see you are doing well here.
I'm going to go check on my sensor spikes. I'll be back.
Showing up here was a godsend.
The spikes, I put them down by the door, the main gate, and the stables.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll find it.
Well,
I'm going to leave the tavern.
since you got a bit more, you guys got a bit more to do. You can start preparing your mounts, and I'll clean up here.
I'll help Sir Denrick clean up.
I will help prepare your mounts and get everything on the sleigh for you then while we're doing that. Or while you're cleaning, and I'll start heading out, loading up my pipe to smoke my pipe and start loading up the mounts.
Okay, sounds good. So as Virden exits and you guys kind of discuss, and you're just a couple moments behind him, you can kind of catch up and show him exactly where the sensor spikes you placed were.
Oh, I'm not getting sensor spikes at all. I am having Baldur go up in the air and I'm immediately locating Axoff.
Okay. Well, so that's what you thought you were doing, but as you step out, almost immediately you just see Vierden kind of, unless you like tucked away somewhere. I assume you just kind of like leaning.
No,
up
no,
against
I
the
wasn't.
building.
No, I was gonna be kind of up in the entranceway, just Balder, just first thing to find a compass point of where I should go to find Axoff.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, I'll leave him totally be and just kind of pass by him.
Slapping him in the face.
I'll pick up the sensor spike that's out front, knowing that he's like in Worgen and Balder, and I'll just start collecting them to give to him.
Okay, sounds good. So as you retrieve the first one out of the ground as it disconnects kind of from your mental kind of state, as you can feel that kind of the slight kind of connection that you had to as it kind of dissipates, and as you grab the one, you continue on to find the other two that you placed. Make a perception check for me there, Vierden.
Is it with disadvantage or?
No, it is going to be
Okay, cool.
as it would be.
Okay. You beat it? That is 18.
Okay. So, and Morello, as you kind of come out and you immediately kind of pull the sensor spike, but then as you look up, and you see this as well through Balder, but you can see in the eastern horizon, kind of almost emphasized by the pass that you're in, as you can only see so far to the left and the right of the walls of the mountains as they continue forward and go into the eastern direction. You can see the first bits of daylight, as you can see the bright oranges and reds on the far kind of off in the far distance, but as it kind of it shoots out, and you can see as it reflects and kind of is amplified by the mountain walls, and it's gorgeous. You can see off in the distance as you're kind of like take a second and you continue onward. What was that roll? You said 18.
18.
As Balder immediately flies up, you can see it is a clear sky. As the distant sunrise starts to illuminate the space around you. You can see it's a clear sky, very little wind, if none at all. As he flies up kind of, 10, 20, 30 feet, kind of getting up into the space, kind of over this kind of central area that you have found yourselves residing in. You can see the handful of buildings within this kind of town square of sorts that is kind of marked throughout this deep snow with the lampposts kind of in a cylindrical kind of fashion. You can see the couple buildings. And then off to, as you're flying up, you can see kind of in the northern direction of from where you are, you can see there's about probably 8 or 9 kind of I would say houses, but they're kind of like half houses. They look like they, their integrity holds, but they're not like this crazy luxurious anything. It's probably more just for utilization and luxury. As you can kind of see this little kind of almost like neighborhood of sorts. And as you're flying over, you can also see kind of almost directly across from where the inn resides in this kind of plaza, you can see the lampposts continue in the eastern kind of direction as you see them break down, and they almost go into this decline, kind of on the slight decline of this slight hill. And you can follow these lampposts down, at which point they stop. And then there is 4 kind of in a row, kind of up in front, as they indicate different paths kind of branching off. As they then separate, you can now see 2 different paths indicated by these lampposts, which both run as they continue down the slope to these docks that are built up off this kind of little hill, and they jet out into the kind of space in the eastern direction, which you're assuming as you're flying through Baldur's eyes that you would assume that there'd probably be, water here in the summer. But because of the recent snowfall, you can't even see the ice of the lake, as it is covered with, the similar amounts of snow that you have around you. However, as the snow has kind of almost come up, but probably about a third of the height of the dock, as you see the supporting pillars kind of go down into the snow and further beyond, you can see on the right-hand dock, you can see Axoff kind of staring off in the eastern direction. To the right of him, next to this dock, you can see kind of not the biggest boat you've ever seen, but it's a fairly large boat. It has a single kind of large central mast. As you're kind of flying overhead, it looks to be probably about 20, 30 feet wide, probably about maybe 80, 90 feet long. and that one's kind of butted up against the right-hand dock. The left-hand dock, you can see another similar ship. Similar kind of one singular large mast kind of jetting up from the kind of central portion. Similar in size, probably maybe a twinge bigger. And then as you're kind of taking in this space, there are only two kind of these, there's only like kind of these two docks that have these larger boats. But as you're kind of flying around, you can get your, beads on with your 18 that there are kind of just like normal rowboats, like rowing kind of just simple kind of fishermen's boats on like some of the where like the banks would be, kind of off to the left hand side, kind of apart from these docks.
Okay, well, seeing all this, and more importantly, seeing Axoff out there staring across the sea, I think I will immediately make my way over there.
Okay, sounds good. And then before you warg, obviously, a point of note is that the boats themselves, they are kind of rested up against the dock. You know, they're probably only a handful of feet away from them, but they are kind of half tilted in different directions as the ice has encased them into the positioning of where they are.
Right. Yeah. And they didn't look particular, at least from my view with Balder just flying around. They didn't look damaged, but like intentionally left to be frozen in.
Yeah, I would say with 19, as you kind of got a little bit closer to investigate this, yeah, they didn't look like they were damaged or marooned, or there wasn't like there's no like distinct integrity that you could see that was lacking. It was just mainly that they're probably just left in the winter, and I mean they're not going to haul them across the frost trail, so they probably just leave them tied up and maybe do any repairs they need to in the summer.
Got you. Okay. Well then, yeah, I think with that, considering kind of how small the town is, I'll just make my way on foot over to Axoff.
Okay. So as you're making your way kind of across the square, kind of directly across kind of where you saw the lamppost continuing on in that downward slope, you do kind of have more visual on the center kind of construction, or stone kind of construction, which you saw it, or sorry, not construction, but it's a fountain. Yeah. You saw it. You saw it last night, and you guys were so exhausted you didn't really take note of what it was. But you can see, like, in the center of this kind of this circular plaza, there's a fountain. It's not made of any like super distinct designs or anything, but just kind of simple. But as you pass that and you make your way down to the docks, we'll go ahead and get to Morello real quick. As Morello, as you make your way, picking up each of the sensor spikes, and then going to the front door of the stables, you go ahead and you grab one of the doors and you shift it off to the side. As you make your way in there, you can you're immediately hit with a waft of probably fresh feces and excrement from your lovely beasts of burden that have made their way all the way across these lands. And as you just go ahead and go to each stall, starting with yours first, but as you go and start to saddle them up and, get them all ready to go. It takes you some time, obviously, by yourself because you have to saddle up four of these mounts, but that is what you spend your time doing, unless there's anything specific you'd like to do.
No, I think, I just like to saddle everything up, and then I'm going to feed Benny.
Sounds good.
And I'll feed everyone else's as well.
Okay, go ahead and take half day's rations for everyone else's mounts. I want to say everyone just did half days, right? For last night, or was it morning too?
I think it was the same. I think a half day, yeah.
Okay.
And for simplicity, can we say like the food's in the saddlebag, so he's drawing from our pool instead of him having to take? That's fine. Yeah. If you guys want to do that, that's fine. Like everything's all your guys' just like storage is kind of consolidated. So, if you guys just want to take half days from your own allotments, that's totally fine. Sweet. Yeah.
So you don't have to burn like whole days for everyone.
Yeah.
So Denrick and Zahir, as you guys are just kind of the snow that you brought into the interior space has melted at this point as the fire kind of warmed up the space. Yeah, now there's this fat, like, it's just shitty morsel. Yeah, it's just rot. It's just rotted overnight. No, but as you guys are kind of just picking up, making sure that the glassware that you use for your drinks and just getting everything reorganized, putting the keys back on the key ring for the rooms, getting everything's back, where you found it.
Excellent.
So, and then
We'll double check to make sure the fire's out.
Yeah. Okay. So as you go over there, you can see there are some embers still going, but there is next to the fireplace, off to the left-hand side, kind of opposite sides of the fire, the stack of firewood. You can see there's a bucket where you could,
I will do that.
Just douse it.
Yeah, you can douse it. So
And I'll straighten up the cushions and the pillows and the whatever else on the couches.
Nice guy.
Okay, sounds good. So as you all get everything on the interior settled, you eventually all make your way back outside, and outside of the evening's respite, where the day is now yours. As I will say though, cycling back to Virden, as you make your way down this kind of hill and make your way across the right-hand dock, and it goes a good probably 150 feet out onto the actual lake. And as you I was gonna say your feet hit the boards, but they really don't, because everything is just covered in snow.
I had to put my mic and Ike's down, and then I slapped my camera.
He said, "Poof." So,
Yeah.
as you're making your way down the dock, Axoff, as you're probably about 20-30 feet from Axoff, as he kind of turns and looks over. Oh, Virden. Good morning.
Hey, yeah, morning. What are you doing out here?
Well, honestly, taking inventory of the situation that we have ahead of us, as he kind of gestures off into the distance. And as the sun continues to rise over the eastern horizon, you can now see it is relatively flat going forward. There's not a whole lot of terrain that kind of impedes your view onward. And you can see a handful of miles down the path, you can see what looks to have been this large kind of mound or buildup that is cutting off a portion of the path forward. Make a perception check for me.
Yeah, just myself I'll do. Not with Baldur. I should have done it with Baldur. 13.
13. Just investigating kind of what this might be, and as you're looking up onto the large kind of sheer mountain sides of the left and the right, kind of that are encapsulating you in this space. You can see a lot of the at least even like the walls and the peaks around you. You can see there's large kind of buildup of snow, and you can see in one distinct spot kind of where this pileup has occurred. You can see there is a large kind of section of where it almost looks like the snow has been removed, and you can probably deduce that maybe an avalanche might have hit and shifted the snow down.
This is on the lake ice, right?
Correct. Yeah. So it's like you can see off in the distance, and you can see where the lake continues, and you can see the walls of the mountains kind of cutting in and out, ebbing and flowing, and then you can see where there's almost this kind of narrowing portion of where the lake kind of narrows out, and in that section you can see a buildup of something.
I think I'll turn the axe off. It's like, well. The ice. Unfortunately, I think we do have to consider: should we bring the ox at all, or are they going to be too heavy and too dense?
Honestly, I was just thinking that, which is incredibly frustrating, considering the fact that we've spent all of this time and energy to get our oxen all the way here, just to have them honestly cut short. And I feel kind of bad for them, but I don't think that they're going to fare very well when it comes to scaling that. So, I mean, we can always bring them all the way over there, and we can always try. But I feel like it'd be almost a little bit more humane to just leave them in these stables and give them their food, and then just venture forward.
Would it be more humane to just cut them loose and put them in? This is their natural environment, even if they're domesticated, right? I mean, let's be honest. There's wolves.
That is true, though. Honestly, we could just.
I think a wolf's better than starving to death.
And I will say this as a point of note for you. You do know that the walled kind of exterior of the outpost it doesn't completely like encompass the like the length of the actual space. It just kind of crests around and eventually dips into the lake before stopping probably about 40-50 feet into the lake. And so
okay.
And do you realize, make an insight check for me.
Yeah, I love those.
You feeling insightful today?
I always have proficiency in insight, and in this particular case, that means I have a 23.
Nice. So as kind of an issue that was brought up was of how relocking the outpost was going to be accomplished. You now realize, seeing kind of this elevated view with Balder, you realize that you could probably, if you wanted to let the ox go, you could probably lock it back up from the exterior and then just walk around the outskirts and then just continue forward onto the lake itself.
I see what you mean. Okay. So locking the ox inside.
Well, you could. Well, I'm saying you could go back out on the exterior of the perimeter wall, lock the front door from the outside, and then if you let them go, you guys could just then follow the perimeter of the wall and just continue on without having to leave the outpost unlocked or anything else along that track.
Right.
But
looking at this with Axe, I was like, oddly enough, that sled might be handy.
Hey, hands off.
He laughs. Honestly, I feel like, sadly, the sled. I mean, I think the sled will probably work well for for getting over there, but I do not think it's going to be an easy endeavor on getting it up and over whatever it is that is blocking our path.
So hear me out.
I'm listening.
We see what it's like when we're over there, right? But with 5 of us making an effort to bring the sled up the hill, whether with ropes and pulleys, I think that'd be advantageous just because we're on top on the other side. We all get on the sled, and then we're able to bomb down that motherfucker and like Mach probably isn't a measurement in this setting, but pretty fast.
Well, I like the idea. However, growing up in this region and having a little bit more understanding of how avalanches work, not a lot of that snow will probably not be very compact, and so there's a very good chance that we'll probably just hit a soft spot, and we'll probably all either get buried with this sled into the interior of the avalanche kind of snow, or we will get ejected out. And I mean, either way, we'll probably get down faster. But I mean, I am down to bring the sled. I think that it at least help get some of the equipment that we have off the ox, and at least put it in there, and then we could go from there at the very least.
Yeah, perhaps. We'll see what happens when we get over there. But the main reason I came out here was just because, you walked out here on your own a little bit. Kind of opened up in some sense last night. I just want to make sure you're doing okay and you're ready for what's ahead of you. And I'm not necessarily speaking about the rest of our journey to Snowstone.
Yeah, I think I'll be alright. I honestly am not concerned with anything upcoming. I'm just mainly looking forward to getting paid. But I was honestly just, sometimes you just need to take a second from the individuals that you're either hanging out with or your friends, or sometimes it's just good to take some time to yourself and just get some breathing room. So, but I also am a little bit upset about the lockpicks that I lost along the way.
Well, you still have them, right?
The broken ones, yes.
Ends?
Yeah, I do. I have a feeling that we probably won't need them very much more on our venture forward. So,
well, I bet you if you ask here, you can at least repair them. So whenever you need them again, they'll be there.
That is true. You magic folk are very interesting and have a very broad tool set, and so it comes in handy having a couple of spellcasters in your friend inner circle. So,
speaking of, let me know if you're walking off, because I can catch you if a wolf's trying to consume you and no one else is able to hear you scream.
He kind of clasps the arm on your shoulder and looks kind of dead in the eyes. As you guys have both been kind of like looking off in the distance, as he, honestly, Verdun, if I haven't left at this point, I don't think it'd be smart for me to leave now. And honestly, I don't. We will be seeing this through together.
I'm more of being like you standing here at the pier enjoying the sunset, and then a wolf comes out and gets you. Like, we're far away. All I mean is, we don't get paid if you're dead.
That is true. Are you making another remark at how my accuracy is when it comes to to fighting? Because
no, it was nothing about your accuracy. It can be if you like.
yeah, that's what this feels like. So whether you say it is or not,
yeah.
it seems kind of underhand.
I mean, to be fair, if the wolf was 100 yards away, that's more dangerous to you than if it was eating you. So, because at least you can hit it if it's biting you.
I guess that's true.
Damn, said rib shot.
Yeah, I would say at this point, so Denric and Zahir, where are you guys going?
Probably back to the stables.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll head to the stables.
Okay, sounds good. As you do make your way out, Zahir, you do see that there are footprints in the deep snow, kind of leading over towards the path that leads to the docks.
That checks out, and I'll continue towards the stables.
Sounds good. So as you all meet up in the stables, Morello, you're getting to you're just finished. You just finished Stewart, and now you're making your way to the third ox. You're muted.
You're muted.
Yeah.
Take a shot.
Oh my god, dude, choking on the chips I was eating. I will just be hanging out doing that. Not really doing much right now.
Okay. As you start to get it would I think it would Cavkin, Benny, Weldo, Stewart. So I would say actually you have just finished Cavkin. Now you're making your way to do Weldo when Sir Denric and Zahir both make their way into the through the large kind of front door and are now in that space together.
Did you get the tavern back to the way it was supposed to be when we got there?
He certainly straightened it up. Looked pretty good.
Of course.
Perfect. I've gotten almost all of the oxes loaded up. I was going to finish working on the sled at the very end, since we just need to toss a few things on.
Letty. I can begin to load it up.
I'll go check up on Stewart, see if he's all right.
Yeah, so a couple of these oxen over the last couple of days have gotten quite the shit beat out of them. But thankfully, you can see that Stewart is still in good spirits, from what you can tell. He's kind of acknowledges you as you walk up.
How you doing, buddy? And I'll start patting his head, checking where the rock hit him.
Yeah, you can there's like a big ass bruise that's like raised up, like you can feel like it left quite the knot in his head.
Man.
So, with that, Virden and Axelf's like, well, honestly, we should probably go ahead and make our way back, because I have a feeling that since they have not obviously joined us out here, they're probably mounting up the ox, and they do not know the circumstances yet, so we should probably stop them.
Yeah, I guess.
So,
all right, yeah, let's go. Let them know.
Before too long, as you all at this point reconvene in the stables. I would say, I mean, with the three of you guys being there, I'd say all the oxen are now at this point almost fully mounted and ready to go. So,
as they are, perfect. We were just about to finish mounting up all of the stuff on oxen for the day.
Perfect. We get to take all that off, I believe, guys. I have some bad news.
What do you mean?
Axoff and I were looking at the path forward, and it's a frozen lake, and just looking at it, especially, Axoff, at least knowing a bit more about it than us, I don't think the oxen will be safe to travel the ice. I don't believe so anyway. Even if they were able to, there's a big avalanche also on the ice. Big buildup of snow and ice that there's no way they're going to be able to travel.
Spans the whole lake?
Yeah, I mean, the mountain pass is so narrow; it spans the whole pass.
Yeah, so
why is the,
kind of over to the kind of as our path forward goes, the Knox just got up. Hello, are you having a good dream, you weirdo?
Dude, where's Noxcam?
Noxcam? Coming
that.
in the next arc.
Hey, I'll leave so that Nox game can be there.
Yeah. I'll walk so Nox can run.
So, but Axel kind of pipes in and says, honestly, the Ox on the ice, I mean, it would be rather precarious, but there is so much snow that's on the ice itself that it probably wouldn't be too bad. But as Virden has said, it looks like there is something blocking the path forward, probably an avalanche of sorts. And but yeah, it's about it's probably a couple miles down, but the lake there's a narrower portion. Goodness gracious, common. There's a narrower portion of the of where the mountains kind of come and kind of almost meet, and it's in that point where the snow has fallen and is built up, which makes it. I mean, we could probably, if we wanted to bring the oxen closer and maybe see if there is a gap that we can maybe move around, but at least from here, I mean, we are still a ways off. It does not look promising.
And I think the best thing for the oxen would be for us to let them roam free instead of putting them in a situation where they're stuck behind a gate we're most certainly going to lock on their way
Do we have an idea of how wide or how distance wise we would have to move through this avalanche? Because I've had success moving the snow with my warding wind in the past. I might be able to carve a path for us.
I mean, it's a huge, we're talking like a mountain of snow to an extent.
Well,
I don't know dimensions, but it's big enough for considering it terrain.
Well, I think it'd be good to maybe Balder. You could go up in Balder, see how long we might need to go through that. And I could potentially trudge.
I would need
through
to
it.
travel like 4 miles over there and climb
Well,
most
yeah,
of the way up
but
to see Balder.
Are we going to be doing that anyway?
Yeah, but I don't want to come back.
Well, we would have to come back in order to find a new route.
If we're taking the oxen, yeah, to send them all the way back here outside the gate, set them free, and all that.
If we leave them out here, though, there's a very good chance they won't make it.
Yeah,
They're at least natives to the environment.
I don't think they know how to survive in the environment on their own, though.
Yeah, these ones do not seem to be the most clever. They've gotten caught in quite a few trees.
All right.
They have been faithful companions. I don't think we should leave them to their fate out here.
Apparently, I don't think, talking about the axe, I was trying, but I don't think your sled's going to make it either.
Sleddy?
Sleddy, I'm sorry. Hero 2, I don't believe is going to be able to.
Hero Junior.
I think we should at least bring everything we have to the base of the avalanche, and then we'll see from there.
Okay, but I don't want to. Okay, we can do that. Just be aware that if we can't pass with the oxen, I'm going to insist we travel all the way back into town to the other side of the wall to set them free, as opposed to leaving them here somewhere where there's certainly no food for them and they'll just starve.
I mean,
are you saying plausible deniability over?
Would you rather me kill them? I'll kill them, but they're natives to the environment. Give them a chance.
Well, this is my thing. Is I feel like we'd be burning a lot of daylight and just time if we're going to be going all the way there and then all the way back. So I feel like, I mean, once we're there, we're going to be there. At least that's my vote. I do not think that we should make the effort in coming all the way back. And I mean, I do think it is, kind of you, Virden, to even consider the fact that to come all the way back. But I will say this right now, that we're so close. I mean, we're closer than we've ever, have been thus far. We've been out here for just about a week, and I feel like it's time that we try to surmount these last couple obstacles and get to the other side. Because honestly, on the other side, I want to say, if I recall correctly, it should be just a couple miles down the path on the western shore of the lake. There is another town that is by the name of Glycil. And it is a fishing town, and so I have a feeling that we should be able to make it by the end of the traveling day if we do not dilly-dally. But coming back is not going to work.
Right. So that being said, what would you like to do with your ox, Axoff?
I mean,
knowing what you know.
Honestly, I have no issues with bringing it all the way out there and then letting it go there. I have no issues with letting it go here. I have also no issues with killing it. I mean, it might seem kind of shallow, but at this point, we have to, I'm tired of being in the cold. So.
How many?
Okay.
How many more days until Snowstone?
Honestly, with the oxen, with the kind of, we don't obviously want to be going too fast over the ice because they could obviously slip and injure themselves. So I feel like if it's just us going over the lake, we should be able to get to Glacial probably by the evening of tonight, and then at that point, it's probably just going to be another day's travel from Glacial to Snowstone. And I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, they should have some sort of means of transportation to get there as well, considering that they one of the Fishers Guild that is located in Glacial, they do a lot of their ice fishing on the western side, and so we should be able to catch a ride hopefully to Snowstone from there. So honestly, from what I see it, from the way I see it, this is the last hurdle, and so whatever gets us there quicker, then we should be good to go.
Okay. I'm taking Captain. I'm taking his harness off, moving him outside the town. I am letting him go into the wild, and that is what I'll be doing.
Maybe we can find a local map here in this town and maybe there's something.
I tried looking and got accused of having sticky fingers. So.
Maybe there's a pass that the locals know about that isn't general knowledge.
Think about it. They have a lake. Their local path would be the summer months.
Oh, I mean, besides the one pass that's been avalanched.
Well, the pass is the lake. The pass is just the lake exists between the valleys. And as far as locals in the winter, and I'll just gesture my hand around. We are the only qualifiers, really.
Can we go through the mountain?
I mean, I think Axel.
What mountain are we going through? Like
the mines of Moria.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Jared. We're kind of inside, like either. My best images were like inside a mountain pass. Essentially, there's peaks on either side running along, and we're in the center. We're almost in a valley moving through. Yeah.
So essentially, as you guys have made your way, so the Everreach, as it makes its way, because it was on it runs from west to south, and as it was running, it eventually cut north, and as it cut north, it then connected to Ice Spike Mountain, which is basically kind of the same general area of Snowstone. But yeah, as there's this break, this pass in between, splitting kind of this range almost in two. It's very narrow. It's like I was mentioning last session. It's probably like a mile and a half, maybe pushing 2 every so often as it kind of ebbs and flows. But yeah, you guys have been basically going through this pass, made it to this outpost, and the only way you've seen forward thus far, because I mean you can see around you for the most part, and you can see both sides of the mountains, and so there has not been a visible alternate route other than forward, because you are jammed between these mountains.
He did post the map in visuals and graphics, so you can see it a little bit.
Right, and then also Virden also did grab a local map of the Frost Trail, all the way back when we were in the Hold.
Okay.
So like I have that. I don't even know if I'd reference it, but like I can open it up and be like, well, it shows a lake and it shows a town on this side and that side. That's all I have. Shows the town we're in, shows the town we're going to.
Yeah, you can.
It doesn't happen to show an avalanche, as they typically melt, but
I mean, I'm not a fan of leaving the mountains. But
are you, Zahir? Are you considering Zahir? Are you considering an alternate route in through the mountains that we could take our ox with?
It would feel much better if we were able to get our mounts through this as well. Is there a longer way? Because I don't.
As we are doing this, I'm going to start taking the saddle off, Cap.
Okay, yeah, go
My
ahead.
mind is
sure.
I don't want to.
Mind's made up. Even if everyone keeps their oxen, I'm gonna do this.
Okay. Oh, natural 20 on Axov's history check.
Is there a high point I could go to in town to get a look at the avalanche?
Well, real quick, before you start to kind of make your way out with a natural 20 on his history, Axel kind of thinks, he's like, Honestly, I think actually as I was making my way, if I remember correctly from past times that I've traveled through here, there should actually be a mountaineering building here, I think, of some sort. And I want to say if I think that they have like mountain tours of some sort. However, obviously, we could go investigate the town and see if we could find anything of like that. But I do not think that it would be tours that you'd bring animals on. But we could investigate if you want to go.
At the very least, we could go over the avalanche with snowshoes if they have those. Something wide to keep us above the snow.
I mean, but y'all are very apprehensive of altering anything within the town, which I can agree with. So I mean, I don't think we're going to be able to necessarily. Well, I guess I could break in, but they like to board up their buildings.
As soon as he says, I'm just gonna like.
As soon as he said break in, I just zoom in.
He's like,
I think I give Axoff a knowing look where I'm just like, these fucking guys. Like,
yeah,
he
looks at you. He's like,
if we left gold for the snowshoes, it would be the same as buying them.
I'll tell you what, I'll leave a saddle, and I'll say that as at this point, I'll have the saddle taken off, and I'll just set it down center. So that's money they can have.
Yes, I think when you're in the mountaineering building, if you could look for some snowshoes, that would make it. I think that would make the crossing much better.
oh, am I breaking into the mountaineering store?
Yeah, sounds like you're breaking in.
I'm just.
Are you?
I step out.
Well,
and I'm gonna go climb something.
Okay, sounds good. So, Vierden, you're gonna continue getting all your equipment off of Kavkin. So you're gonna exit to go looking for any elevation points, and then I guess Axoff will make his way kind of with you in tandem to here over to where kind of the plaza is. So Derek, what are you doing?
I guess I'll start bringing the sled down to the dock.
Okay, sounds good.
There you go.
And then
A
Morello?
proactive man.
Morello, what are you doing?
I'm just gonna start taking the stuff off of all my stuff off Benny.
Okay.
Undo what I just did.
Yeah. Yeah. Good half hour.
Drop all my pots and pans everywhere again.
Ears.
You hear it roaring in the distance, and their ice render bursts into the gate. So
Nice.
Zahir, as you look, make a perception check for me, Zahir.
And do 26.
Yeah, that's what I expected as much.
Typical Zahir W.
So as you're looking around, as you kind of make your way into this central kind of portion where the fountain is, you're looking around to see if there's any vantage points. You look kind of in the northern direction of the town, and you can see as you're looking around and with your keen eyes, you can actually see a portion of the mountain to the north direction. You can see that there does appear to be almost this kind of makeshift kind of path up. As you can see, as there's like indents into the side of the mountain as it starts to kind of network, and you see like cracks and crevices as it kind of cranes its way up and kind of snakes up. And along this kind of like indented, almost like vertical pathway, you can see that there are ropes like attached already next to this almost natural looking path. And as you follow it for probably about 40-50 feet, you can see that the ropes eventually stop, and it leads up to this ledge about 50-ish feet up. And then as you're looking around, you can see that this almost ridge line. You can see that it's kind of hard to tell from your angle that you're at, the depth of it, but you can see that it does go on, and it goes in the eastern direction, and also kind of cuts back and goes west as well. And running along this kind of this ridge, you can see that there is ropes affixed to the side of the mountain, almost like as like a handle or some sort.
Does it seem animal traversable?
No. just getting up there. It's like, you know, there's some like kind of some natural looking steps, but a lot of it is like climbing and like you having to like free climb up. There is this rope for support and assistance, but there's not. It's pretty difficult.
And for the avalanche, how deep does that look to be in our way?
As you kind of are looking and seeing that, as you make your way and kind of look off into the distance, kind of starting to walk the path that you saw left in the snow, kind of down to the docks a little bit. There's no real way to see depth. Actually, make an insight check for me with your perception check.
No.
Insight perception.
Wait, this is going off of your perception check.
Make an inception check.
Okay, 13.
13. You can see the side of the mountain where the snow eroded from, but it is hard to distinguish any sort of amount or depth to it.
Can I assume greater than 10 feet?
You can assume greater than 10 feet, yes.
Damn. Because that's how tall Warding Wind goes. And then there's no other way. Or like, how much of a journey might it be to? Would it have to be in order to get Nox over or around?
You are unsure. I mean, you're miles away from this point, this kind of focal point, and you'd have to just get closer.
Yeah, because I'm not sure. I mean, Zahir has his task accomplished. He's mostly just kind of waiting for another one. So,
Same.
He might just take his ox and go and find a way to snowstone otherwise with the ox.
Damn, dude.
A man of conviction.
Okay. Okay, as you're thinking about this, Axoff, as you're kind of you start making your way down kind of towards the dock area, Axoff has you saw him kind of make his way over to this kind of it's kind of a smaller building, and he's made his way up to the front door that's kind of offset to the left some, and you can see him like as he's looking at these boards that are covering the front door, which was similar to how the inn was fashioned. He's gonna just try to make an athletics check. Well, that's not bad. And it's taking him some time, but he's starting to kind of work the motherfucking angles. So, okay. But that is that. So at this point, you have Captain completely stripped. You still have like a lead on him, but that is about all that there is. Morello, you're there as well.
At that point, I'll turn to Morello. It's like, are you gonna try to find a way to? I thought you were doing that to me. I'm like, Jesus.
No,
I'm paying attention, I swear.
Just look at me. No, I'm just trying to.
Hey, guy.
Hey, help me.
Yeah. Anyway, I do that to him. Hey, guy. Are you gonna try to keep Kenny?
No, I think that I am going to let Lenny free. They have served us well, and I'm not super happy with having to leave them somewhere, but I would rather them be in their own area than be trapped somewhere where they can't do anything. They have treated us well, and I think that they deserve the chance of freedom.
I agree. In that case, I'll wait for you to be ready with Benny, so we can leave them out there together. At least they can have their own kinship on their way out.
Okay, so
I guess I'll just wait for him to take Benny's shit off.
As you finish getting everything off, you kind of similarly leave a lead on so you can at least guide them out as you both exit the stables and just traversing the couple hundred feet that there is to the front door. As I'm assuming you guys closed it when you entered, but there is still that separation of the snow where Morello just hulked out and smashed open the door, so it is relatively easy for you to re-pull it and kind of get it to that portion as you both kind of lead them out. And if you want to say goodbye, say goodbye.
Yeah, I think I'll I'll have some of the food for him there. Let's feed Kafkin a little bit more.
Yeah.
Just like,
I'll come back.
I'm used to talking to Balder. I'm not really used to trying to I talk at Kafkin, but at least Kafkin doesn't reply.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. This is it. I mean, you did it. You beat the shit out of some wolves. Got us this far, man. You earned it. Take care of fucking Jenny over there. It's your girl. Presumably, I don't know.
Make an animal handling check for me. The last one.
Sure. The last
The
animal
final
handling check.
Can I bless him?
Sure. You see him having this moment, you can bless him.
Yeah.
What's bless? Because I don't get it
1d4.
often.
A D4.
Okay. Well, all that together with animal handling, that's a 12.
You be threading the needles on your checks, my man. Like you've gotten the DC of the check like on the money like 3-4 times.
I had an 11. Bless gave me 1.
Oh, very good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, you meet a DC. Captain just kind of looks at you like, kind of like, just
So
Henri as usual. He almost like looks down to the lead that you're holding. As he just looks at it and looks back at you.
Yeah, I just undo the lead. Like, here you go. Here you go, partner. Tell you what, you ever find yourself in Shadowfell, you look me up, okay? Something tells me you just fucking walk right through a portal if it presented itself, so I'm not ruling it out. Dumb son of a bitch. I'll see you later, buddy. I'll give him a big ol' hug around his dumb fuck head.
All right. So as you give him a head, wait a minute. As you give him a hug, you let go, and he just kind of sits there.
What animal handling check did I roll?
And he's indulging you. But for Morello, is there anything you like to do?
I'll just say once we get out, I'll take off his lead a bit. You took good care of me, Benny. You carried me across a long journey. There's a lot of weight and a lot of effort on you, and so I am very grateful for you to have taken me this far. I wish you the best out in the wilds, and I do hope you survive. I am also truly sorry. I know you can't really understand me, but we didn't ever really call you Benny, and then I'll kind of finish taking off the lead and just pat him on the head.
Roll animal handling.
Send him on his way. That is a 15.
Yeah.
You pat him on the head.
A good pet.
Benny.
Still have horns to gore us with, so
They just revolt.
No, so
Pretty
yeah,
well.
so as you finish this and you kind of take off the lead, you kind of pat him on the head. He does kind of lean into the patting, but then when you finish, you kind of look at him and then you just kind of shoo him off. And as you both kind of both you shooing him off, they're kind of just like confused, and then they just kind of eventually just kind of turn and start just walking off, kind of loosely in this like together, but just kind of just roaming. Not like we're fucking out of here, but they're just kind of making their way, just kind of figuring out like what to do next, and just not, they're animals, so they're just like, okay. They've been domesticated, so they're kind of just like, I guess I'll go like over here until until whatever. So,
I would like to confer with Axov.
as you make you kind of walk back up the hill as he's like, he's gotten like it's been like probably like 5 minutes, and he's definitely just like he's like as you're walking around like the corner of this little shop, he kind of pulls off the first oh, is it here? What's up? As he throws it over.
Is there? So the avalanche came from what, the mountains on the other side?
No, it came from as the pass kind of is created from like on the left and right hand side. It'd be the right hand side of the pass.
Oh, so the southern side.
The southern side, yeah.
Okay. Are we like in the pass and then it just fell over the?
Yeah, so you guys are like, you guys have been encapsulated this whole time. Ever since you guys walked into this, it has just been left and right, just going straight, just kind of sheer cliffs. Every once in a while, you can see some kind of like ridge lines and stuff, but it's been pretty sheer. And then yeah, you saw that it must have just like must have been disrupted or dislodged and just right into the path.
So, is there another way? Say it'll take longer. Is there another way to get that is likely open? Even if I have to backtrack.
Honestly, there's no. That is very no. There's honestly, I mean, not that I know of. I mean, I have not heard of any passes that make it through the mountain. You could obviously, if you want to leave the pass and go north, but you'll be walking, for days, maybe weeks. You'll have to go all the way across from where the Everreach kind of cuts and makes its way into Ice Spike, and then you'd have to go all the way around Ice. It's honestly not. It is impossible. By yourself, I would not recommend it. And it starts grabbing onto another board, like. Oh, that's pretty good. Why? What are you thinking, Zahir? You seem pretty attached to Stuart.
I've grown quite fond of Stuart. I am not a fan of leaving him behind.
Well, honestly, I mean, you magic folks. There's a handful of you magic individuals. Maybe I don't know if y'all have already thought that through, but maybe there's something you could do with that. I don't know.
I don't have anything that can stop an avalanche.
Well then, unfortunately, it is life, Zahir. Sometimes you have to let go of things preemptively. As he throws the other board.
Yeah. Well, on the good news, I did see an already made and kind of roped up path to the north. Along the cliff face was it?
Yeah, it was on the cliff face, the northern kind of cliff face.
Yeah, they've already set up kind of a rickety path, but I think it'll get us through safely enough. Better than freeballing it.
Oh, is you kind of point and show him, and he's. Oh, yeah, it's kind of hard to see. It's kind of a ways off, but no, I see what they're saying. Yeah, I can kind of see the path, the natural path. Well, then we're definitely going to absolutely need to get in here. As he grabs another board. Ugh.
All right. Well, I guess I'll go say goodbye, and unless you need help carrying anything that you're going to be taking from here.
As you're getting kind of sentimental, man, it's kind of tough to say goodbye. As you're walking away, oh, would you mind releasing Weldo for me? Thank you.
Okay. And I'll turn around.
Okay. Sir Denrick, you have now at this point gotten your sled. I would like to think that you pushed it down the hill and you posted it up next to one of the larger boats, kind of all right, this is my mighty vessel.
There, buddy. I'll release him along the lake.
He pushes it starts to kind of skin, just.
Go on, get out of here.
I feel like we can still use that.
As it
That's the one useful thing we have, you jackass.
As it's come to a stop, it starts to turn, and you're like, get on now. It's on the lake now, which is the way you're going. So.
Yeah, and then there's the rope makes it turn to back face towards him.
Yeah.
I was more just testing the lake.
Oh, you weren't.
It's
the middle of winter. I feel like it should be hella thick.
There's boats being held up by ice. By boats, I mean ships.
Yeah, and you can tell that the snow, though it is deep still. It's still a significant amount. It is not as deep as the terrain around you. It's probably about maybe a foot less. Still shitty, but.
Oh, I'll pull the sled back to the dock. How difficult is it to walk? Is it difficult terrain?
It'd still be difficult terrain, yeah, because you're still going through a foot, 2 feet of snow, 1.5 feet.
Mm-hmm. Wonder if Fax found those snowshoes. Make this a lot easier. And I'm going to head back up the path towards the Mountain Depot.
Okay, sounds good. He's killing it as you make your way up. As you make your way back up the hill, kind of following the lampposts, kind of pathway back up to the plaza. The mountaineering kind of little kind of half shop is off to the right. Kind of almost opposite and to the left a little bit of where the inn is. Placed in this kind of circular space, and as you see, one more, and as he pulls off the plank, like the board that's kind of stopping entry to the door, he like falls. You hear the as he hits the ground as he has it in his hands. Chucks it. You can just see like his arms up as he chucks out to the side and gets up, kind of brushes the snow off. Oh, so Denric, well, this could have used you with prying off these boards, but I guess. Now's better than never. As he makes his way up to the door, and he's gonna make himself. He's gonna make a fucking what's it called? Thieves' tools check.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
Pretty simply, he just walks right into the shed. And as you're kind of, I'm assuming, following him in, you can see that there is a signpost kind of hanging over the door, kind of next to the door, off of a supporting beam, and you can see that it has the depiction of like what looks like a mountain, like in like some axes, like ice axes of some sort, like some picks, and you see that it is etched into the wood. It says Golzon's Mountaineering Tours.
I'll walk in. Does it seem like anything is for sale?
As you walk in, Axel is already behind the counter, and as he's like kind of in one of the back rooms, you can see that it's relatively small. The space in the interior is, I mean, it's got like, it's about probably, as you're walking in, as the door's offset, it's probably about 15 feet by 20 feet wide before it hits the front desk, and then behind this kind of front kind of built-in kind of desk that raises from the floor up to about waist height. You can see there's two doors that lead deeper into the actual building, and you can already see the kind of what's it called, the little latch kind of trap door thing that like you have to like set to the side to go back behind the desk. He's already set as Axel's making his way in the back, and as you're looking around, I mean, it's just. There are things for sale. There are some things hanging up on the walls. Like there's some mountaineering gear. Like you see there are some like ice axes. You can see that there are some nice kind of some boots. And you do actually see these kind of wide brim kind of pieces of metal that would resemble snowshoes. You can see that they would affix to a boot with leather straps.
Is it easy to tell if the gear is more for rent, like rental gear?
Make a perception check for me.
See if I can roll more than a 7.
Yeah, actually, let's start off tonight.
An 8. Nice.
Hey.
We up.
Well, as you're looking around along,
you said more than a 7.
Excuse me. As you're looking around the wall of this. Oh, nice. As you're looking along the wall of the interior that's before the desk. Or the front kind of counter, you can see that there are little placards that do have like to rent, to buy, and they have pricings for all these things. And so there's options for when it comes to what you want to like for renting or for purchasing if you'd like.
I guess I'll start. So what is available? Like shoe spikes, ice picks, and snowshoes.
Yeah, like I mean, and a lot of the things that are on this side of the desk are like display things. Like there's one, maybe two of each. There's a couple different variations of it, and you can hear hear Axel in the back, kind of rummaging through through one of the kind of like side kind of closets. As you look over, you can see that there's a lot more in the back, the back space where they probably keep a lot of the storage. And so, there's like ice axes, there's rope. There's like spikes for your shoes. There's like there are some that they're like ice spikes that would like assist with like climbing, but then there's also some that are a little bit wider that would be more for like snowshoeing. And then like there's different variations of boots, and then there's a couple pieces of like clothing you can get, but it's not like winter clothing by any means. It's more like
Can I calculate one set of pretty much everything for the whole team?
You'd have to go in the back with Axop if you want to do that, because these are just like display pieces.
Well, no, I mean calculate the cost of buying them.
Oh, okay.
As in like five party members each getting one ice axe, rope if we need it, and then boot spikes and
5 members. Snowshoes. I would say all of that coming for 5 different people, I would say would probably put you. Because they also have like full-on mountaineering kits as well, which is like a whole set of stuff.
I guess Do they have just a mountaineering kit in the rulebook?
Yeah, they do. It'd be under the let's see, it's I think so. Yeah, there's
the player's handbook.
Climber's kit, which is what I have.
It'd be climber's kit.
Let me check. I believe I bought one, but let me think.
Where is climber's kit? I'm not seeing it.
Yeah, I think we
should just be in equipment.
All right, here. A climber's kit includes special pittons, boot tips, gloves, and a harness. You can use the climber's kit as an action to anchor yourself. When you do, you can't fall more than 25 feet from the point you anchored yourself, and you can't climb more than 25 feet away. Okay, so there is that. A climber's kit would cost you. The climber's kit would cost. Holy shit, where is it? Hello.
I didn't write down if I had a climber's kit or not, but I did write down that the wolves did have breath ices. So
I'm pretty sure you bought a climber's kit. I thought 2 of you did. I thought Morello and
I recall.
I want to say I remember doing it. I'm just not seeing it written down here. But again,
I thought
there it is. Yes, there it is. Okay. I just have it written down next to my insulated and ring of messaging.
So for 5 sets of climber's kits, it would be 125 gold pieces. But the climber's kit only includes pittons, boot tips, gloves, and a harness. And so if you wanted to get snowshoes, it'd be a little bit more for that. But
snowshoes and ice picks.
Would they work even with the climber's kit?
The snow.
Or would you have to like switch them on and off?
Well, no, they wouldn't work with it. But you could. I mean, the snowshoes would be beneficial for like traversing the snow here on forward. But yeah,
right.
But if you just want to get things specifically for climbing. What's up? As he kind of comes back out and just, what's up?
Do you think we would need do you think we'll need full-on mountaineering gear, or do you think just say like an axe, maybe some crampons and some snowshoes would suffice?
Honestly, I mean, Avalanche. I think that honestly the most beneficial thing, as at this point he's like kind of already has like underneath his arm as he sets it on the counter. I think snowshoes will be the most important thing, because avalanches. I mean, there will be portions of it that are packed down due to the nature of it shifting, but I don't think that's. We're not going to need all the gear for traversing rock or climbing necessarily in the normal sense. We're going to be basically making our way over a massive mound of snow. So I think that we just get maybe tie ourselves off with some rope, so that if someone were to accidentally plunge into the actual mound, we could get them out, and then we have some snowshoes. And as far as I'm concerned, it's probably all we really need.
Well, yes, I guess in the case of a fall, then maybe just at least one pair of spikes and a ice axe.
That seems reasonable to me.
All right. How much would that be, Master of
So 5 sets of snowshoes.
5. Yeah.
And then how much was you saying? 5 sets of snowshoes, and then
1 set of boot spikes and 1 ice pick.
Okay, I'll just put that at 15 gold pieces.
Okay. I will leave. I leave.
I will leave. He just pieces out.
I'm going to leave 25 gold pieces in a small sack on the behind the counter.
Okay, like kind of in like
Is
one
there
of the cubbies.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like little shells behind the counter. You can just throw some gold.
I'll leave it back there.
Okay, sounds good. So as you go ahead and you axe off with your, leaving money, basically purchasing this, you gather a bunch of different sets. Like, oh, what do you think the shoe size for Virden is? And you guys kind of get things figured out. At which point, I would say
child medium.
I would say Virden and Morello, you guys make your way back into the outpost. And as you're walking by, you can see here now in the stables.
I'll say to Morello's like, 1 minute. I want to check something real quick. I'll meet you at the pier.
You're muted.
You're muted.
Take a shot.
I reverse did that to myself. I thought I was muted previously, so I muted myself trying to unmute.
Yeah, mine's even color coded, and I do that. So.
Yeah.
I will go and make sure everyone has everything down by the docks and start making my way down there as well. Then,
I'm gonna go to the. I don't think I'm gonna find it, but I still will go to the. I believe the tavern's gonna be my best bet. I'm gonna see if the tavern's been locked up by my party members.
Okay. So as you make your way to the inn is still open.
Sweet. So just so you know what I'm looking for, my main concern, Virden's main concern is what's under the ice. So I want to look for, while in there, any type of trophies that seem to be rather large-ass fishes, or things of that nature that seem to have come from the lake, or perhaps if there's any literature, I imagine any stories are told orally, but just like if there's anything to suggest, like, if there's a trophy of a big-ass harpoon, that's a red flag. Things like that. Yeah.
Go ahead and make an investigation check.
Sure, yeah.
This man's looking for a walking red flag.
I am looking for a walking red flag. That roll wasn't spectacular. That's 13.
13. Looking around as you're looking at especially for the affixing of any sort of creatures, and you can't see any.
12.
12. Okay.
12. Yeah.
You don't see anything that's immediately jumps out at you. There's nothing mounted on the walls, which is different than the inn that you guys were at Grimtoll, where they had a shit ton of things mounted on the walls. But you don't see anything mounted up, any trophies, anything on that sort. As you look around for any books, you go over to the admin desk off to the left-hand side. You're checking through. I mean, you kind of scour the place, and after about 15 to 20 minutes, you're just kind of okay, nothing is indicating that there's anything that anything should be a massive threat. You can assume realistically there's probably fish underneath the ice, but it doesn't seem like there's a Kraken level threat or something that's gonna burst through.
Sure, yeah. I think looking around, not seeing something's a good sign. So with that, I'll close the door, and if there's a lock at this point, I will lock it.
There is a lock, but it's for a key.
You can't lock it without the key?
No. On the outside, you can't lock it without the key.
Was it? It was locked, right? When we.
Yeah, it was locked.
Yes, it was locked when we showed up. It's the door. Does the door have 2 handles?
It has a single handle on the right-hand side of it.
I'll leave it. Fuck it. In that case, I was gonna shackle that bitch close.
Okay. Is he here?
With your magical shackles?
Yeah, I was gonna keep the key too.
Is he here?
So, I would like to, in Druidic, I would like to go through and put a message on all of the oxen where it says domesticated, please take care of them.
Finding 2 of them.
You're writing
That's
in
just
Druid?
in Druidic, yeah. I just leave a message that other druids might be able to
Are you like etching it in his fur, or like what? Like how would
One
you?
last-
I don't entirely know how it works.
On the horns or
last-
something.
One last try for the
That's-
homies.
Are you
gonna?
oh, is it in the class? Oh, I pulled right to it. DM
Yeah, it's in the
DM
class.
DM powers.
Can you cast a spell that would make it so the oxen would speak to the first person they encounter?
So you can speak the language and use it to leave hidden messages. You and others who know this language automatically spec. I would say, like, you know, you can speak it and you can create this and you can imprint it on their horns
Mhm.
if you would like to.
And braids their hair.
Yeah.
in Druidic.
Yeah, I would like. Well, it's not going to be
SOS.
like,
Rated in binary.
it's not going to be like fitting with the natural anything else. The message is clearly going to be like celestial in nature, but it's I'm going to leave a message.
Okay.
Like that.
Sounds good. You go ahead and kind of speak out these kind of ancient, like nature-based like language that you know through your kind of attunement to nature and kind of the wild. And as you kind of speak these ancient words out, they almost kind of begin, almost like when you're blowing like dust off of something. As you kind of speak this out, it almost reveals on these horns the words kind of written out. And you do this to both Weldo and Stuart?
All of them. As
Oh,
many as I can get.
the
to.
other two are already outside the gates, but you can do this.
Have they wandered very far?
Well, so I mean, you can get both. You can get both of the two in the stables out, and you can make your way over there. And they're like a couple hundred feet away.
I'm also going to leave as much of the food out as possible.
Okay, like on the exterior of the.
Yeah, wherever we're leaving them out at.
Okay, sounds good. Also, Virda, did you? Well, I guess the shackles would be, or the chains and the locks would be in the sled on the lake at this point. So, it's because I was gonna say you're the one.
I thought I was keeping them on my person to some degree.
No,
Like
no,
those
no.
I thought would be like the outside my.
No, not your
Or-
manacles. The front door chains and locks.
thought
That
we
you
probably
insight
would've
check
left
that you
those.
could like in theory lock it from the outside and walk around. I was wondering if you relayed that to the group.
I thought we would have
I-
like left them by the gate, probably.
No, you said you put them in the sled.
Ooh.
Yeah, you were like, I'm putting them in the
Oh.
sled, and then we can figure it out. And then you brought the sled down to the lake. Anyway, none of this being conveyed. You do go ahead and you make your way out to the exterior of the outpost. Do you want to say anything to Stuart?
Right.
Bye, bitch. Smack his ass.
Later, nerd.
Do you want to say anything?
What?
We're speaking to you.
Do you want to
Yeah,
speak
hold
to
on.
your ox that you love so much, or nah?
I can't really like speak to him in a language you would understand.
Really?
No,
Oh.
Do you,
druids don't naturally have that.
do you just slap his
I
ass
thought
and
it
tell
was
him
a
like,
whole
giddy
ass
up
spell.
now?
No, but
Get on
I'll,
now.
I'll be like, all right, well, sorry, buddy, and I'll pat him down another little bit, and then I'll send him on his merry way.
Sounds good.
Damn.
Okay. So as you send these oxen on to their next venture in life, hopefully for the best, and hopefully they don't get eaten with by nightfall.
Big grave.
You
Hopefully
make
they
your
get found by a night.
you make your way.
True.
I mean, there are wandering bands of Goliaths, so you never know if they make it out of the pass. Maybe they'll survive. So as you make your way back into town, I will say at this point, Morello. What were you
man,
doing? I
Skyrite
apologize.
would've
What were you
been-
doing, Morello?
Well, I was just going in the stable and making sure we had everything and heading down to the dock.
Okay. Now keep in mind that obviously everything you have on your oxen will be too much for you guys to carry. So if there's like outlier things, it'll
I
be
ain't bringing no fucking wood.
yeah. So there's things like that. So like wood that you guys had, I would honestly say your climbing gear might be rather difficult to haul. But I mean, how much is the climbing gear?
I guess for simplicity, could we have already gone through what we're keeping and leaving in the stable?
Yeah, that's fine.
Before we
Yeah.
bought the. Obviously, my lance is important, so we brought that.
Yeah, that's fine. How much is a climbing set? Climbers
A
kit?
lance and no mount.
Yeah, climbers kit is 12 pounds, so that's kind of Have a
He's got
bitch,
the
but-
sled to go down the hill with.
I still hold out hope.
Do you both bring your climbers
Yeah.
kits?
Yeah.
I'll preserve. Nah, I'll bring it, but I'll like carry it with me to the. When we get to the lake, I'll put it on the raft. How about or on the sled?
Okay, that's
I'm gonna leave my hunting trap too.
okay. Sounds good. Yeah, basically anything that you can fit into a backpack, you can take with you, or like obviously weaponry and stuff. But like, yeah, wood, food for all the animals, all that crazy shit.
Okay.
Weirden, will you have enough space for us that we can shed our tents? They are pretty heavy as well.
I've always had enough room. Yeah.
He
You guys
says.
got tents
He
for your
says
own
eating
reasons.
some more remoras.
Yeah.
I guess
I cured it
Yeah.
overnight. I used the salt of Kavkin's tears as he left to cure the meat.
we could bring
Don't
the
worry
tents.
about it.
We could bring the tents in the in the sled, right?
No.
What I like the thought of, and I'll say this to the party, I like the thought of packing a bunch of shit on the sled, getting to the avalanche, realizing we can't bring it with us, and then we abandon it, which means over time, before any person ever finds it, the lake thaws, and a sled full of shit sinks to the bottom of a lake.
Yes, they just think it's dead.
I will say
Imagine
this.
there are people who get here before the lake.
As
Very
everyone
nice.
is parting, actually, I guess I'll mention this later.
What about my trusty iron pot?
Yeah, you can. I mean, all your stuff for the most part's in the sled with a little bit of room because the Goliaths are obviously big individuals, so they have to keep some shit. So I mean, they can throw a couple
I
extra
just
things
believe
in
it.
there. But I will say at this point, as everyone kind of recollectively convenes outside of the mountaineering store, as Sir Denrick has procured snowshoes and a couple extra things for you guys. Everyone, go ahead and add a snowshoes to your inventory as he passes them out. As you guys, I mean, Bearden has to go and get his size like a whole size smaller because he's got tiny ass feet. But other than that,
I'm a dancer by heart.
I feel like at these times they would probably just be a wide thing with a single strap. You just cinch them as hard as you could.
yeah, but there's also like children and shit, so he has to get a children's size. But yeah, they have like
I
that.
have to wear a husky youth shoe.
Yeah, so as they do have like little like portions of like hard leather where they kind of like you can see in, and then you can strap them over. So, but yeah, as you all kind of gather your things together, as you then all make your way down to the docks area, kind of off to the left hand side, following where Sir Denrick kind of pushed the sled down the hill, and as it kind of hit the lake, the frozen lake bed, and is now parked up next to the one of the boats. Are you guys all set, ready to go?
About as ready as I'll ever be.
Yeah, I think
I
we
will
got it,
say,
maybe.
this wasn't mentioned earlier, but I will say, Sir Denrick, as you guys are trying to consolidate your gear, you might need to strip a thing or two, and you look over to your old set of plate armor.
Damn.
Oh, don't do this to me. I don't leave it. I bring it.
Okay.
He's gonna tie it into like a bundle, and it's just gonna be dangling below him as he's
Okay.
climbing.
Okay.
Literal dead weight.
Like if I have to get 5 movement speed to wear 2 sets of plate armor, I will.
Dude,
I
Todd,
can give you
plate
enhanced
armor,
ability
plate
for an
armor
hour.
is 65 pounds.
Can someone cast anime armor, please?
It's gonna climb behind
It's
us.
gonna walk
I sit
behind
there
me.
Put it on his
swinging the
unseen servant.
scimitar, saying like, if I could animate that plate armor, I would.
Put the plate armor on Virden's unseen servant.
I could.
Yeah,
I mean,
can't.
do you not need the plate armor anymore?
Well, I would, if I were to keep it, I would, like to at least bring it back home.
The scale mail. How heavy is that? If I were to take that off.
Yeah.
Yeah, the armor would be fitted to me though. So
Scale
I don't
mail
think it'll-
is
Don't be
45
like that, Todd.
pounds.
Don't be like that.
Scale mail is 45
Perhaps-
pounds. Hey, and then plate armor is 65. So scale mail is still significantly heavy.
Sir Denrick.
I could, yeah, because
Yes,
I was
my
like,
friend.
I could put it on, wear it to the end, and then take it off. If we could carry my scale mail, I would just need to have something to wear afterwards.
Perhaps you could leave it behind. Leave a note for a bounty if you ever come back.
I would prefer to keep it with me. And
Well,
I
maybe
think,
you could, if it's just sentimental, you could come back for it.
I think
You have like.
Hmm?
Do you have a piece of it that you could take with you if it's for sentimental reasons, helmet or something?
Let me see what else I can ditch. Let me empty inventory.
We're all like ready to go, just like watching Surgeon. Everyone
He's like
has
crying.
an emotional moment with their.
So it can theoretically though it can fit in the sled, right?
Well, no. So
Can't get the sled up a fucking cliff.
adding some of the climbers gear and stuff, like it's pretty packed. Like, I mean, this is my thing. You could probably like pile it on because I mean it's a relatively straight shot to the avalanche. But yeah, I mean it's like piled on, and you're gonna have to figure out how to get that shit up an avalanche. But you know what? If you don't want to depart with it, if you want to think about it for a little bit of time, then by all means. This man's crying. Dude. This man's punching the air, bro.
Sir Denrick, one, you have to discard this armor. Do you mind if I take a gauntlet?
I do mind, actually.
I'll pay you for it.
Keep your grubbers off my armor.
Not grubbers, it's
As you're eating,
Yeah. As your hand is just like, it's just like disgustingly saturated with like juice, and it's like filtering off.
Yeah, like yesterday it was purple. Today it's like turning a different color. Like, ew, dude, I don't know if that's good anymore.
It's a little like red.
It's getting a little raw.
I guess is the armor of the Valkyrie lighter?
It is not by much, but it is.
You need to fly, so.
How much lighter?
It's like probably like 5 to 10 pounds lighter. I'm gonna need you to make a decision here, my man. As Axel's like, we should probably. I mean, we're burning daylight. We need to get
Sir
going.
Denrick, can I carry anything for you to lighten your load?
He's like, yeah, carry half my set of armor.
So how much can you feasibly carry in your backpack, pounds wise?
Pounds wise? I mean,
it's about space wise.
Yeah, I was gonna say the biggest thing is you can't put a chest piece of armor in your backpack. That's not happening. Unless you have the world's biggest fucking backpack. This man's been hauling around a duffel bag.
Yeah, actually has a rucksack.
The merchant backpack in For the King, the one that takes up the entire screen.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, that's the backpack I have, bro. What do you mean I can't fit plate armor?
that's just standard.
So I forgot to mention, I have a bandolier of bags of holding. Forgot to mention that.
That's
if I ever drop to like zero,
I mean, I'm surprised
just slip inside each other.
I'm surprised no one asked for a bag of holding for the magical item.
Ah, should have.
Yeah, I know.
So
certain guy who hasn't seen everything.
Would I have seen anything in the climbing shop?
Bro, leave the fucking armor, man.
Never.
Todd, what I'm telling you is you can bring it with you to the avalanche. Getting over it, you can figure it out. But like, it will fit in the sleigh right now, or the sled right now.
Y'all don't understand. This isn't just basic plate.
No, I know. I'm not discrediting it. But I would like to say you're sitting there looking at the sled.
Is it magical armor or is it plate armor?
My armor in the Valkyrie is mechanically magic.
The other armor that you're going to leave behind here in a little bit, is that just normal plate armor?
You're going to leave.
I don't like what you're asking.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm just
Well, no.
Is it regular?
Is it some normie ass shit?
Everyone,
chat says leave it behind, bro.
Chat says
leave it behind.
Oh no.
The whims have spoken.
All right, I'm gonna at least put it on top. I'm gonna at least pile in the cart. If I have to leave it, I'll cry.
That way, in about 4 to 6 months when the ice thaws, it will be at the bottom of a lake. I appreciate your poetic disembarkment, Sir Denrick.
Or I'll pay everyone to carry one piece.
I'm open to that.
All right, yeah, let's get this moving going. Let's get this moving on.
All right. So as you
the chat wants blood.
Okay. So as you have sat there and contemplated for like 10 minutes, and then it's like, I'm gonna leave it, I'll figure it out, and everyone's like, oh my god, okay, fine. And so then as you all now strapped in with your snowshoes, now begin to venture across the frozen lake that you've spent a week getting to. At this point, the sun in the distant horizon is now starting to crest, kind of, up and above the it's starting to go in the air. Yep. I don't even know. I was trying to find some words for it, but yeah, it's starting to rise up into the sky. And with it, it's starting to cast more, it's starting to cast much more light. And it's nice to have the sun out in full, I wouldn't say full strength, because it is cold today still. And I would say, even though there is no wind and even though that there is no snow, the cloud coverage not kind of insulating some of the warmth, it is still cold out. And so as you guys are going to start your venture, I will need everyone to make their Constitution saving throws. Not you, Virden, with advantage.
It wasn't so fucking nice.
You found the item.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Being a wizard.
Do we have advantage or no?
You do have advantage, yeah.
He said it's good being me.
Good wearing all these fucking sparkly threads, dude.
16.
15.
Okay.
18.
I like how here I had to ask if you had advantage.
Yeah, I almost rolled a 3.
If it's cold enough, we don't have advantage.
No, I thought you were implying was that you rolled like shit again, and I was like, damn, that's crazy.
Oh.
I rolled
With the cloak, Axoff is good to go. But yeah, as you all begin, it is still cold, but however, your clothes and your cloaks and all your insulation is keeping you warm, and you guys are trudging on easily. The lake not having as much snow is kind of nice. I mean, I guess to be fair, you guys weren't actually the ones hauling ass. It was your oxen for so long. But as you guys have had to move around, it is a little bit freeing to have a little bit less snow on the ground as you all are trudging. And I mean, a majority of the hindrance is actually negated because of your snowshoes, which is nice. As you're walking on top of the snow itself. So, but as you continue to venture forward, 1 mile, an hour goes by or so, 2 miles. Eventually,
is that part of the avalanche?
Yeah, the avalanche is a couple miles.
Yeah, it's a decent ways off. As you guys are making your way, and as it gets ever closer, you can start to see how much it truly encompasses of the space. As you can see, as you trudge on, as the pass itself starts to narrow out gradually, before eventually starting to, off in the distance, just kind of comes to this kind of choke point. And then you can even see that it does open up and gradually kind of disperse and get larger on the other side. But I would say probably about 2.5 hours, as you guys are actually, hold on, let me see. Yeah, okay, so for the first 2 hours, you guys managed to stay warm and good to go. However, as you guys are approaching, still a little ways off, I will need everyone to make their Constitution saving throw again.
Nice.
Didn't fucking matter anyway.
Merlo.
18.
Denrick.
A natural 20.
Sahia.
14.
I thought you were going to say 4. None. 0. Okay. So yeah, I would say by about hour 3, probably about almost 4-ish miles. Maybe a little bit more than that. You are now almost directly up onto this avalanche. And I would like for them, for kind of, what's the word? For scale purposes and kind of to traverse this, I will have everyone go ahead and open up Tailspire.
Look at a picture of my dick.
Let's see if there's been another update for it.
Because it is quite immense, and I figured plotting this out would be able to kind of truly show you the size of it, and also kind of make it easier for me to gauge your guys' ascent, as this is not going to be the simplest of feats. And however, assuming that you would take your mounts, just better to assume than not, your mounts are there, so you guys can cry one more time as I delete them all.
Nice. I want to get in there just in time to watch them leave.
Yeah, baby. All right, let me go ahead and shift over to This.
Hey, there they are. Hey, babies.
Yeah.
What's up, Kavkin?
Hey, give it a second to render my 10 million fucking blocks.
Oh, okay.
Can I please have my mouse back? Thanks. There we go.
No.
Let me go and kill all these
don't do that,
motherfucking.
Here's the real thing. Here's the real thing. Oh. Oh.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and just do a quick kind of 360 here as I elevate it up and kind of give a visual for the audience
I heard
here.
you say twice, Connor.
Because I'm a
once in-
wizard.
Yeah, so
Once in
you can
real
now
life.
kind of see the pass at this point,
I see.
narrowing to this kind of choke point. And as it does, you can estimate it's probably about maybe-ish 300 or so, 350 feet across, maybe less, maybe more, kind of hard to judge. But as it does kind of funnel in to where this blockade is, which I will go ahead. It's kind of cool to see how small your figurines are.
That's pretty cool.
I'm gonna add some
God, okay.
some intensity here, some ambiance to make it a little suspenseful.
Dead people. Corpses.
Bombs? I feel like enough fireballs could have cleared this.
Okay.
Yeah. The only thing that's holding me back is y'all. Like I could clear this now, but I got y'all with me, so let's figure this out
Fireball,
like
long rest.
humans.
Fireball, long rest.
Yeah, it'll just
Are you
Dimension door 500 feet east. I'm good.
clips
Need
into
Balder to
the
scope it, but,
clips into
yeah.
the wall and dies? All right, so I mean,
Yes,
honestly,
but-
no combat. So as you guys all kind of are approaching at this point, Sir Denver kind of pushing behind his sled. How do you guys want to do this? You can see as you guys are making your approach here. I would say, I mean, it's not. Dude, I'll tell you this: making an avalanche in Tailspire is fucking hard
Yeah,
as shit.
dude, I'm-
Probably would have been
Yeah.
Fucking, it was ass, bro. Like that shit. Like the mountains on the left and right, bro. Honestly, took me not that long. I was able to use a lot of the tools, bro. Avalanche was ass, and so I do a lot of copy and pasting. And
Yeah.
this doesn't really do it justice as to to pretty much like kind of how what's the word, precarious it looks, because it's sloped heavily. It's not this like gradual kind of gradient that you're seeing here. It's pretty sloped as it's kind of just been deposited into this pass. And you just, I mean, with you guys just kind of now at this point stepping up to the edge here, I would say as you guys all kind of step up, you can like kind of feel in, kind of stepping into it. You feel like there are some portions of it, especially with your snowshoes, that are, you can kind of support yourself. However, there's also some portions just like feeling up that there's portions where it just gives way, and it's just kind of, what's the
Maybe we
word?
should have brought climbing gear.
I've
Yeah.
What about the path that I saw? Is that right around here?
Make a perception check for me.
I thought we were going to that.
You thought you were going?
No, I
No.
thought we're going to the avalanche. Yeah.
Let's say everyone.
Path forward.
You never like mentioned that, and everyone was like avalanche.
I told that to Axoff.
You told, yeah, you were like, hey, could we take this? And he was like, not with our mounts, you couldn't. And then you were like, you pointed it out to him, but you're never like, hey, we should see if everyone wants to go onto this mountain pass, because you never conveyed it to anybody else.
I don't know. It sounded like he was like, all right, whatever, natural one. So
Shit. As you're looking up into the left and the right, I mean, with there not being too much obscurity from with snow or anything when it comes to visibility, you can look up and you can see there are like indents along the mountain itself, where like there's probably like little kind of walkways and stuff that you can see, but nothing that indicates kind of clearly like you saw earlier with like the ropes kind of pathway. You can't see any of that here. Come here, Nox. Down. Good boy.
I'm able to transform into various constellations of animals, and one of them happens to be a giant eagle.
Could you take anyone else with you as a giant eagle?
Yeah,
I do believe they may be large enough.
Because if he could do that, I could. Well,
It would take a couple trips, but it'll certainly be faster and safer than climbing. It only just dawned on
if
me.
you're okay with that, yeah, we can try that, and let me know if you need any help with it. But I think that I'm
would
happy
like
to see it.
I thought with your constellations you couldn't transform into beasts. Or
No, I just get the option with my circle to have the starry form as well as wild shape.
Okay.
This man's been sitting on wild shape this whole fucking time.
Damn, I'm over here creating
Dude, playing
encounters
the
that he can just say,
long
"Get
con."
countered, bitch."
Right.
Nice. Okay.
You want to? All right.
Giant eagle. I'm trying to look it up because. Oh, here. Giant eagle, strength 16. Okay.
Right.
Large beast. Okay, hold on. Is that what you want to do, or are you guys still?
kept your? Yeah, I could probably make it over with everyone. So yeah, I will like trace the constellation of the giant eagle and then assume that constellation, and I'll like kind of crouch down, like my body just like collapses into like a colorful mist and then explodes back out into the constellation of a massive bird where I recoalesce as like a tangible nebula of a bird.
Sir Denrick
I think when I see his body again, I'm gonna quote him: collapses into a colorful mist. I think they're Bear's like just looking at the avalanche, just what the fuck, and then everything else continues after. It's like, I thought he offed himself. Like he really missed Stewart.
How do you give a creature a morph? Yeah, fuck it.
I don't know. Just delete me.
That's a whole ass griffin.
All right.
Fucking eagle
Yeah.
dude.
So as this description transpires, and then this fucking giant ass eagle just occupies the space next to your group as Morello and Axoff have to kind of shift. As Axoff and Morello have to kind of shift over as this giant eagle. I'm assuming there's like kind of constellation. Wait, is it like a material creature, or is it like kind of like wisping like constellation stars kind of makeup of it?
It has like a tangible like form, but it's kind of like translucent a little bit.
And then has like the
mostly opaque, but
has like connecting stars kind of like along the outside of its form to kind of give it that.
You'll have like basically like the general skeleton of it.
Nice.
As a constellation.
All right, cool.
I'll like try and pick one of them up, see how that feels. I'll just grab Morello, see and like take off, see how easy it is or hard. See if I can take multiple.
Okay, go ahead and make an athletics check as you.
I'm going to bless him. No, earlier I was casting guidance, not bless. This time I'll bless him, so he just has a D4 while I'm holding concentration.
Oh yeah, guidance, right? Is the yeah.
Oh man, I could have cast. I could have maintained concentration on something.
Okay, make an athletics check. I think with a D4, right? Yeah.
With a D4? Oh, did he bless me?
Yeah, he blessed you.
I blessed you.
Okay. Or guided?
I blessed you. So you have a D4 for a minute now.
And then what's its strength? 16?
16, so it's +3. Yeah, I just looked it up.
Yeah, so that would be a 16 total.
16. Okay, so as you pick up Morello, and I mean, I wouldn't say he's light by any means, but you can comfortably take him. But taking anyone else would be quite cumbersome.
And he's probably the biggest. I might be able to take like Virden and Axoff together, right?
Hey, fuck you.
You can. Hey, yo, how much you weigh?
Said no means.
Yeah.
No, honestly, I think for a giant eagle, like it's not like it's a large beast, and so it's not crazy like massive by any means. So I think you can realistically take one person, at a time. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will take off, and I'll fly over it. See how long that takes.
This music's getting weird.
Before he leaves, Can I stop him as he's like picking up a Morello?
Yeah. So as he goes over, kind of.
Am I able to survey this situation and see how, like, him maybe not struggling, but see how strenuous it's gonna be?
Yeah, you make an insight check as he go. What the fuck just happened? Oh, as he grabs onto Morello's kind of shoulders and like grabs, gets him and kind of picks him up. Go make an insight check for me.
I got a 23 on that.
23. You can see that there is obviously as he kind of flaps his wings and it takes some effort to get Morello up, but it doesn't it's not like he's not like straining incredibly. Like obviously it'll be a little bit of a go, but it won't be anything too insane.
So here, if you can hear me, stop for 1 minute. I'm gonna reach into my pack and pull out
a gun.
A scroll I bought all the way back at the hold, and I'm gonna cast Enhance Ability Bull's Strength, giving the target advantage on strength checks and doubling his carrying capacity.
Oh shit!
Am I close enough?
I'll walk, bitch. Like,
I'd said I'd already taken off.
Well, I said before this happened.
Yeah, I would say simultaneously. Like while you grabbed on, he was looking and then being like, "Hold on," before you like started. Whoop, see ya.
Yeah, I can still
understand. Massive
okay, future class.
And this is concentration. It lasts an hour.
And as a druid, you keep your stats, right? Because it's not polymorph. It's like
I'm pretty sure I keep my like languages and all that.
Okay, nice. So, yeah. Okay, so as you go ahead and
enhanced.
Yeah, so you're enhanced, and as you just go ahead now, how are you going to be navigating this?
Flying over it.
Okay, go ahead and show me the path as I just have an overhead view here as you fly over it.
Let me go up.
We have liftoff. Cue danger zone.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna fly up as high as I need to go over it, and then I'll like.
If I could, can I have Boulder kind of just tracking him? I don't know if you want me to grab Boulder and it only goes like 100 feet for me, but.
Yeah, you can have Boulder. You can have him tracking. Hey, go ahead and teleport your character, Morello.
How do TP in his?
And then this is a massive fucking map, so it's like kind of a lot. But yeah. So where do you place him? Is he here?
Just on the other side.
Okay, like where specifically? I like the whole reason I have the map is for specific, so I can just kind of see and we can play this kind of as
right here.
Okay, sounds good.
Right underneath where I am.
Cool. There he is. All right, sounds good. So as you kind of getting the elevation that you need before you go back, getting the elevation that you need is you kind of fly up and you just crest right over this avalanche portion of the pass. It's like your winds kind of disperse some of the snow off to the sides as you get to the top. You go ahead and kind of crane back down. Morello, you're kind of like, this is pretty cool as you're flying up in the in the space. Go ahead and make me a perception check, Morello.
Okay, that is 15.
15? Okay. So as you're flying, and then as you're coming back down over the other side of the avalanche, you kind of hear some kind of as you, and then you like look off to the side and kind of like duck underneath the wings as like you're being held underneath of Zahir. You do see some rocks kind of displace and kind of bounce back and forth off the side of the northern wall to your left. But as you're kind of looking up, I mean, you can't see anything of note, so you're just kind of looking around. But then eventually, as you cream back down and you get set, you kind of look up and you don't see anything, thankfully. Go ahead and make your way back over there. Is it here?
When I land, I'm also gonna draw my sword and shield.
Okay, sounds good.
And just kind of like stand waiting.
Sounds good. All right. As
that was easy enough to carry Morello, so
yeah,
I carry both of them.
I would say with a successful athletics check. Who are you grabbing now?
I'm gonna grab Sir Denric. Well, so can I assess how? Well,
how heavy's the sled?
I'll probably be able to get the sled.
I would ask that.
With bull strength, we'll see.
I don't want to leave. Well, I already left someone over there alone. I guess I'll grab Sir Denric.
Wait 1 moment.
He's gonna cast a spell too.
Let me grab something.
He grabs his whole set of armor. Wait, please, wait.
Oh my fucking god! I know it too.
I know what he's gonna grab.
These.
Do it.
Can I gather up the armor?
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna grab the lance. I thought.
Oh no, I was.
Oh, that's already on his back.
I was like, I guess. Can you speak in that form?
No, he cannot.
I squawk.
Oh, nice.
If you. I guess I'll go over to Axov and. I'm gonna go over to Axov and Zvirden and say, just in case they can't bring the sled across, do you think?
I could probably just grab onto the rope of it and then just kind of fly over it and then just like drag it along the ground.
I know we already went over this, but
No medish.
If each of you could maybe grab half the set of armor,
I'm hearing
it is not something I can leave here.
I'll do this on one condition if I could. I'll do it, but I'm just gonna ask one thing in return, regardless if you say yes or no.
What is it?
The scimitar I collected from that chest. I would just like you to, if you could also agree, this is something that's actually, even though it's not a tool I can use, it's important to me. And if as long as you're okay with that being true, I'll happily carry that armor for you. Fucking like rope it up and just like hold it, and Zahir picks me up,
What was the question? You want to keep
the
it?
scimitar that I have. Like, no one's, I just, if you're okay with me keeping it, that's pretty much it. Just you and I, you're okay with me keeping it.
Oh, sure.
I figured, but just now that it's said. And
he rolls need.
Yeah, I guess yeah. I'll split up the suit of armor, so it'd be 20 pounds each. Is that doable?
It would not be 20 pounds. It'd be like 30 pounds each because it's 65 pounds for your normal.
For 3 people.
Oh, 3? Oh,
3 people between me as well.
Okay, gotcha. Sounds good. Morello, go make another perception check for me. But yeah, if you all are willing to take Axel's like honestly, that's no worries.
And
I will.
Okay.
I'm going to just like I have rope that I could use to kind of tie it up, and then I will. All right, I'm ready to depart.
Okay, well that takes a little bit of time as you are getting this all situated. As you all go over here. And I only say that because I'm going to get to Morello real quick as we are just figuring this out.
As Morello gets jumped by bugs.
Yeah, so as Morello, you are on this side alone as you're looking around, just kind of a little bit ominous. But you do, and as you came craning over the avalanche too, it was kind of fast and abrupt. So when you got set down and you saw these rocks and you're like, oh shit, okay. But as you're standing over here, alone.
He specified that multiple times.
No, but as you look, and you see further down the way, deeper into the pass and along this frozen river, even with an 11, because of it's the open sky, the sun's now up. You can see far off in the distance. It almost looks like there's little I don't know, objects, or there's things scattered across far off in the distance. Across the ice from here, you can see kind of way off in the distance, and even from here, you can also see kind of similar to how the outpost on this side was set up. You can see that where you can see far off, there's like a little bit of a slight elevation increase, kind of going up this hill, and you can see a couple of other like objects, kind of scattered amongst this space. With an 11, kind of hard to tell what exactly. But there is something up ahead, and it's like miles off.
Okay. I'm gonna move myself back towards like as far back as I can to kind of be face back with this avalanche and just post up with my shield and wait.
Okay, sounds good. All right, so as you were observing that, as Sir Denrick now at this point has finished tying all of his pieces of armor together and has now like wrapped it around himself, you're going to be hauling him over, is he here?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And I will I'll pull. I guess I'll hold my lance from the cart.
And you're gonna like hold it. No.
And I'll say, to battle.
Okay, so as you go ahead and you pick up Sir Denrick, and then you can go ahead and move your character across the avalanche.
If he was to drop me and I was to successfully hit a creature with the lance, would it take equal? Would it take equal piercing damage to the amount of bludgeoning damage I take?
It would be quite the feat for sure.
Just doing that.
Target Morello and figure it out.
All right, you can move your character, Sir Denrick.
Well, so as you go ahead and pick him up, and you
not.
start to fly up over this avalanche.
The silence.
This silence is deafening.
Silence is loud.
Please hold.
Sir Denrick, play a tune.
Stressing.
What is the AC of the Giant Eagle?
13.
Most unfortunate question.
You say 13?
13.
Okay,
What, did the Huns fucking cause an avalanche?
Okay, so as I will say this, because your passive perception is so high still, I will give you an opportunity to kind of mitigate some of this. However, as you're flying over Sir Denrick, you all of a sudden kind of hear a shifting, and before you know it, you look up, and this massive rock is just through the air and going and like and being led to a point where it's like gonna cut you off. Go ahead and make me a dexterity saving throw.
Dexterity saving throw.
Did you at least not fly super high over the avalanche?
I wasn't flying super high over it.
No, yeah,
That's
he used to like
18 and 18.
18. Okay.
Do I also see this with axe off?
1 second. Damn, Nox just farted and it smells
good.
so bad.
Hell yeah, dude. That's what you get.
You
for
take
That's me, I know.
10 points of bludgeoning damage as this rock, this large, almost like boulder, as this like careening and flying into interrupting the path that you are taking over this avalanche. You manage to break and turn to the right. You do manage to barely miss it, making full impact with you as it cracks against your left side of your wing, and as you can feel the pain kind of shoot through your body. That's not enough to drop your giant eagle form, though, right? I think you've like 20 something hit points.
26, it says.
Yeah, so you take 10 points. But as you're kind of hit and deflected off, I need you to make a strength saving throw for Sir Denrick.
I will.
Okay. Strength saving throw.
You have advantage on strength checks.
Yeah.
I think I might have just deleted your character. Hold on.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
oh.
not good. Oh, that's 11.
Bro, where the fuck did you go?
I'm over on
Did you
this
throw
side.
him under the mountain? If you click on your
Where am I?
icon,
Where
you
am
can find
I?
him again.
Hold on, where is he? Can you like make him spawn?
He's just not visible.
You turn him in.
You're like
I
underneath
see
the
Griffin,
ground.
but it's like, yeah, he might be underneath the ground.
Can I like undo?
Can you move a character around somewhere? Because sometimes the vision gets messed up.
You know,
Well,
hold
as
on.
the DM, I don't know if you're restricted to that.
Let me see if I can do this. There you are, you little shit.
That's Baldur.
I'm gonna hold on.
No, I just moved Boulder.
Oh, you're
No, hold on. Let me go ahead and delete you, and I'm gonna rebuild you because you're literally under the ground, like clipped into the floor for some reason, and like I don't think you can come back out.
What the hell?
That was weird. I'll just grab another giant eagle for you right here. There you go, big boy. Player permissions.
Denied.
Okay, so I would say you were probably about the middle here. So here, let me make you fly. So as you're flying up and over here, as you were like kind of towards the middle, I saw your pathing was kind of a little bit farther out here. But as you're flying up and over, as you get hit with this rock, and with the 11 strength saving throw, you cannot. Does Boars or whatever give you advantage on strength saving throws, Connor, for enhanced ability?
Enhanced ability gives you advantage on strength checks. So I believe.
I mean, if you get advantage on athletics, then why would it not be saving throws? I don't think you're saving throw.
It's an 11.
Okay. How do you teleport again, that character? Shift?
Shift.
Okay. So as you get hit and you try to hold on, and Sir Denric, you're just kind of like, oh wow, this is a nice. Boom! You all of a sudden, Zahir in this eagle form, gets impacted with something, and all of a sudden you feel one of the talons go loose, and then you're like, okay, he's still holding on with the other. As you feel the grip of it around your arm start to slide and slip, as you just are now.
Am I able to do anything to hang on or no?
No, because you are being held at this point, and so you got hit, and then he let go, not be able to hold you as the weight redistributed, as you now just go careening.
Well, if it's like one talent, would I be able to make like a check to see if I could like?
Nope.
Grab on. Okay.
You're holding armor.
So yeah, as you falling, I would say how high up are you?
I'd say probably like 20 feet above. Hold on. Yeah, I was 20 feet, about 20 feet above.
So you say how many d6?
It's d6 every 10.
Although it is soft snow.
Yeah. Hold on. So you're gonna go ahead and take 3 points of bludgeoning damage.
Yeah.
As you do still impact. As you do still impact and hit into this avalanche space. I'm just gonna roll d20. Okay. All right. So as you impact and you hit, thankfully you do sink in a couple of feet, but you do not find a hollow point in this avalanche pile. As you hit the ground, you do take 3 points of bludgeoning damage. It does kind of suck, and you are knocked prone at this point. But that is about the extent of your injuries. However, going back to Virden, as you're watching, you have Baldur up in the air, correct?
Yeah. I brought him back down to me just to make things easier visually.
But as you were, you can bring him back up to wherever he was. So as you were looking through Baldur's eyes, flying up, you're watching him kind of just traverse over, and all of a sudden you're make a perception check for me, because you see the rock, but I want to see if you can discern where exactly.
Okay, that's a 16 on perception. 16.
So you all of a sudden this rock comes into vision as it cranes and smacks into Zahir. Zahir loses Sir Denric and he flies off into the and he goes out of range because he's cresting, and then Sir Denric is shot forward at like a 45-degree angle out of your line of sight. Well, I guess with Baldur you can kind of see where he hits, but as you follow it up, you can see this massive figure, like probably about 200 maybe or so feet up. On a ledge,
God,
the Colossus. No, you can see this figure, and with this 16, you can't really make out too many details, but you can see this hulking figure, kind of as he's leaning over, kind of in the aftermath of this arcing, kind of throwing, kind of like follow through, as he's like and kind of like resting on top of like this kind of elevated portion of almost this like natural kind of barrier that kind of separating him from plummeting over. And as you see him kind of as he kind of rears back up, you see him step off to the side, and you're like, okay. And then you see very quickly, like he kind of almost walks out of view as you see another one of these creatures with another rock just stepping up, and you see him rear it back.
Okay.
I
know we're not doing initiative right now.
Yeah, right now, no. I would say.
How far away from me are they?
Okay, well, if you want to go ahead and move all the way up, I will go ahead and show you where these individuals are.
Yeah, I'm all the way up right now.
Because
because I'm a player, I might not be able to see him.
Oh, really?
I think they might be out of range because I'm all the way up.
Left hand side of the thing. Did they come into view for you?
I think I see where they should be. I think I see a little nook there, but I don't see creatures.
I keep doing this.
Let's see. Let me do sphere. Are they here?
Yes, they're in.
Okay. I don't see them, but I do have strobe lights. Okay.
Bro, where did it eat my? Hold on, it just ate one of them because I don't know. I think the elevation is kind of getting fucked. Oh wait, there you are. Do you have this stream pulled up by chance?
I do. Yes.
I don't know how to. I think there's a way you can enable like everyone to see everything, but I don't know how you do that.
I don't know either.
Player permissions, can I like make it so you can see them?
I can see one of them.
Oh, I can. Oh, never mind. They're not where
it's
you
your
were
guys'
indicating.
positioning.
They're not where you were indicating.
For the sake of this, let me just move Baldur up.
Well, no, I can
should
see
be able to
him,
see him
but
now.
I'm all the way on the floor. The same kind of area as you.
Yeah, I don't know why I cannot. Oh, they're up on that side anyway. I was looking at the wrong side. That makes more sense. I can see them now.
Oh, great. Okay.
Yeah, I did sphere on the opposite side of the damn canyon, and you're like, yeah, and I'm like,
oh,
cool.
The one thing I'm looking forward to when we're done with this arc is the fucking white backdrop will be gone and we can actually see some of the tools we're using because that's the only aggravating thing about this shit.
Yeah. If you could color your tool colored, like if we were doing red with your tools.
Oh, that'd be nice. Cool. Yeah, that'd be really cool actually. Anyway, so as one of these individuals passes out of view as another one with a rock goes and creams up. I would say, Zahir, you would see this only because as you get rocked, you do stay up and you look up into the sky, up into the elevated portion, or up into the mountainside portion where you just like got hit from, and you see another one of these rocks rearing up. What are you doing?
I will wait for him to throw it. I'm gonna like kind of take off a little bit, get higher.
Okay, go ahead and manipulate your character.
I will move like, so I dropped him like right there, and I'll kind of fly up over here.
Okay, he's going to make another attack, but it'll be a disadvantage now because of where you moved. 2 2s in a row. So yeah, as you like, and you start to beeline it and to go across to the other side, the rock, as he throws it, as it goes and it kind of it's pretty like the size of these rocks and how far they're being thrown is impressive as it, but then it does land just short, kind of in this not on old boy there, but like kind of as it lands over in it just lands shy of where you were, at which point he make a perception check for me, Morello. Is Baldur closer than he was?
He wouldn't be able to be this close. I moved him just
so okay.
See, he'd probably be like about here.
Okay, so he's just hanging back a little bit.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
18.
18? You do hear this individual speak out in giant. As he goes back, and you just hear him basically swear in giant as he goes to kind of make his way back out of kind of line of sight for all of you as he.
You can hear it that far.
Can I hear it as well?
He yelled, probably.
Are
Are they leaving?
Make a perception check.
Yeah. That's a 15.
15. Nah.
Okay.
No. But I mean, so like I would say you heard like something being spoken, but you couldn't just like discern what exactly it was. Like you heard of like vocals, but you didn't really pick up what exactly it was. But yeah, I would say okay, so what are you doing now, Zahir?
Are they leaving?
I mean, they're backed up from what you can tell.
How wide is like their throwing platform?
You'd have to get. I mean, you can't see. You're still like a good like 15 feet from where their perch is there, and you're across the way. You'd have to get higher and get back over there.
I'm gonna try. I don't know if he's in range, but I'm gonna try to cast a message to Zahir.
How far is the message?
I don't think it's
I'd also have something I'd like to try whenever I get a sec.
We are 250 feet away.
Yeah, 120 feet. Yeah, you try to cast it. It doesn't connect. Morello, what are you doing?
Okay.
I would like to cast Thaumaturgy on myself and yell out in Giant. We are just passing through. We do not mean any harm to you or your kin. We are a giant friend. And use Thaumaturgy to make my voice boom.
Okay.
Am I able to see Sir Denric in the snow?
Yeah, I would say. Okay, so you call that out, and as it kind of reverberates across this, because it's already Thaumaturgy amplified, but then also within this pass, it obviously is going to amplify and just bounce off the sides of the walls here. And as it rings out, as you kind of twist around and look back, you can see Sir Denric on the floor. Sir Denric, what are you doing in this? As you get knocked onto the ground, you're like kind of looking up, like what the hell? As you kind of like starting to get up, as you see another rock, as it hits about 15 feet to to your side, as it hits into the avalanche.
Can I roll perception to see if I can see what's throwing him?
Yeah, go ahead and make a perception check real quick.
Uncommon. Sir Denric perception W.
Come on, let's go. Maybe higher than 4.
Mainly uncommon 21.
21. So yeah, as you get hit and you're like, well, you're kind of disoriented. You start to sit up a little bit as this other rock hits next to you, and you look up and you can see this giant bearded with this kind of horned helmet entity with this with these shoulder kind of guards as you hear him kind of call out something, and then you can start to step back, and so you saw this entity start to retreat kind of back further into the mountain.
I say, oh, this is most unfortunate, and I will I'm gonna start trying to dig myself out, and I'm gonna yell to Zahir.
Okay.
Say, Zahir, can you pick me up?
Probably can't hear him, but I am gonna swoop
You can
up.
hear him.
I'll see them. Okay, well, I'm gonna.
I don't give a fuck.
I'll see them kind of moving away, and I'll make a circle, throw that ass in a circle, and then I would like to descend again, swoop and kind of try and pick him up.
Okay, go ahead and make an athletics check for me. With advantage.
That's gonna be a 9.
9? Okay. With advantage, right?
Yeah.
All right, so as you go down and you swoop and you see him kind of curl and go down, you're like, okay, you kind of get ready, kind of outspread your arms, Sir Denric, you're like, all right, here we go, round 2. As he goes and grabs you, he can't quite get a connection and wrap around and get a hold on you as he was moving, and so all he does is actually just grabs you, and after 10-15 feet, releases you, and you start craning down the other side of the avalanche.
Yeah. All right.
So as you're
Best case scenario.
no, yeah. So as you're like, oh shit, as you fly forward, hold on.
Put your shield below your feet. Shield
Yeah.
surf, bro.
Shield surf. Can I Legolas shield surf?
You take 1 point of bludgeoning damage as you once again just basically get chucked down the side. Thankfully, once again, as I'm rolling this here, you manage to hit another kind of harder spot, and it's your leg kind of dips in and falters some, and you can feel there was a soft spot close by, but you managed to as you're like, what is Zahir doing? Zahir, you do manage to kind of pass through and continue on here, kind of going forward here.
Sir Denric and bludgeoning damage.
Name a better duo.
Unlikely friendship. An unlikely alliance.
Let's see.
Or a likely alliance, depending on how you look at it.
As you see these entities reappear.
With fucking guns.
Yeah, with actually AK-47s, bro.
Oh no.
So Morello, you call out in this, manner of peace. What's your AC?
You extend your Did you expand
finally,
your
I want to point out, he's finally a cavalier. He didn't know he was going to be the lance, but it just...
Wait, no,
Wait, what? Who's the
Plus
cavalier?
two.
I'm the cavalier.
Seven-
No,
oh,
and
you said-
you're using yourself as a lance.
You said 17?
Spike your friend.
Yeah.
No, this is a rock. As Morello's like calling
I
out.
thought it was Sir Denrick sliding down an avalanche.
No.
Well, technically, I did use the lance. You just missed that session. I did a glorious charge on the
It
fell
was
beast.
pretty glorious, man.
That sounds glorious.
They disappeared.
No, as you're like call out, all of a sudden you just see this entity, and you're like, oh, you see his head, and you're like, okay, maybe he's here to chat, and then you see his arms go up, and a rock, and boom, as you're like, oh man, and like you can see as it hurtles towards you, you're kind of like, you just follow it as it just like hits past you, and you're like, okay, whatever.
I'm going to cast Shield of Faith on myself.
Okay. Bearden.
Yep.
Oof, hold on. So,
Can I see this coming at me and do anything about it?
So it is going to be a 22 to hit. However, this one with intense trajectory just cranes down towards you. But and basically how I'm playing this is if it hits, you can still make a dexterity saving throw to try to negate.
What is it made out of?
Stone.
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna cast Shatter on it as it's coming at me.
Oh shit! Hold on.
Dang.
Yes, then you get the buckshot rather than the slug.
One's not a solid mass.
Get the spawn.
It's a bunch of solid masses.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, but if the solid mass hits you, you take the full kinetic force of the solid mass instead of like 10% of the total solid mass.
Roll. Okay, so go ahead and hold on. So it's not a creature. So roll 3d8 thunder damage for me.
Sure. I'll pray while I do it. Where's another? Okay, 3d8. 1 eye, 2 eye. Oh god, 3 eye. Okay, that is 9 thunder damage.
9 thunder damage.
9.
Okay. Go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw with advantage.
Yeah. With an advantage. For me, for moi, that is.
Oof.
That is 18.
18. Okay.
Yeah.
So here's what happens. As
Oh,
my
I'm sorry. That is 17.
hold on, is everything back? Are all my videos back here for the stream? I think so. Okay. Yeah. So as so let me go on here. So as you add, so you don't necessarily immediately take the opportunity to dodge out the way. Instead, you kind of step forward and you kind of cast Shatter on this rock. And as you do so, you hear a thunderous, loud, is it booming sound, right? Or a loud ringing now as it kind of shatters out. And for you, it's productive because it shatters and the portions of it deflect and it moves and it goes off trajectory. It goes off trajectory and you're like, shit, okay. And so you move off to the right. Axoff's like, hears this noise, looks up, goes, oh shit, starts moving. And as you shoot and you shatter and it deflects, just pellets, boom, 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 hit across him. Not the full weight of the rock, but you see him take a couple hits as he kind of cries out off to the side as he gets hit with some shrapnel and he takes 10 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oh, yeah, whatever, pussy. I guess he's a rogue, so that's a lot for him, but
yeah, okay,
good, yeah.
So
I
there's
think when that happens, I'll say, or Axel, we need to get out of here. Do you want me to ballpark it, or do you want to wait for the eagle?
as he's like kind of like, oh, as he kind of like hits to his feet. He's like, honestly, I don't give a fuck at this point. Whatever you have, let's go.
I'm gonna touch him. I forgot to ask Zahir how far along the avalanche is. So that being said, I am gonna touch Zahir in the direction of the avalanche. We're gonna teleport 500 feet.
Okay.
To make sure we're clear.
All right. Go ahead and
using dimension door.
So you run over to Axoff. I mean, you guys kind of meet in the middle. So I'll say you guys are like right here. You guys meet kind of at the cusp here. Now go ahead and move. Go ahead and someone ruler 500 feet out, and let's just.
It's past the board.
No, for sure it is. It is gone.
Yeah.
We out.
Okay, go ahead and teleport there.
Let me.
I can't even see your ruler, so that's like unfortunate, but.
That's the edge of the board. Well, the ruler for reference. Let me go ahead and fucking
teleports into compact
hold on.
Dice.
Stay there real quick. I'm going to shift.
So that's my marker.
I'm gonna shift Axoff over there.
Gotcha. I'm also gonna move. Well, Balder, I guess he was not flying with me, so I'm just gonna have him, for his turn, move his sprinting, so he gets 120 feet of movement that direction.
At this point, as the rock misses, sounds good. As you grab him, as you through the spaces way past the avalanche, as you come into reality once again, as you step through this door, as you are like kind of get your bearings, and you look back and you see Morello like 200 feet away. You're on the other side of the avalanche. You see Zahir still in his eagle form, trying to figure out Sir Denric getting him off this precarious situation. As you hear call out down as he misses the rock, as you see him kind of smash his hands against some of the stones, Morello, you hear Toscan, and you hear him call out in giant, say, "Rats like you are just loot for us." As you see him step back as you see him step back,
I don't appreciate them.
As you see,
I'm going to yell out. I'm gonna be like, "Okay, everybody, now's the time where we just start running." And I'm gonna immediately start just booking it.
Okay, sounds good. Go ahead and move 60 feet doing your dash, and you're just like, "Goodbye."
Where's my line going, man? Like right here-ish? I can't see it all like along the white snow.
Yeah, I'll draw you one. Don't you worry, buddy. 60?
I already moved my 60. I'm pretty sure. Because I was at the amount I just.
Oh, gotcha.
All right, Zahir.
Oh, yeah, that's tough to see.
Zahir. What are you doing, man?
I will realize I dropped him, and I will skyrocket back up. Just fly all the way back up.
Okay.
How far did I slide down?
He's there for now.
I mean, you're where you are in the map, so I would say at this point, as you get dropped again, as you hear now, you see the eagle in front of you take off. What are you doing, Sir Denric? You're just amidst this avalanche, like shit, man.
I'm gonna, I guess, attempt to kind of stand up a little bit. Stand up, make it maybe a little bit easier for him to grab onto me.
You got your snowshoes on, right?
He does.
Yeah.
So you use 15 movement of yours to stand up. Do you want to move at all, or are you just gonna stand right there?
You might be able to just run down the hill. No meta.
I guess I'll move.
He says
No meta, you're wearing plate armor, you're a sled.
I'm gonna move to the edge 15 feet. Guess the rest of my movement, and I kind of look down.
Okay, so yeah, you can make it like right. I'd say it's a little precarious right in front of you, but you look down, and yeah, I mean it's a pretty deep like it's like I was saying, it's not technically to these proportions, but it's a relatively deep slope. Oh, bye, Virden. Welcome back. That was very quick. Oh, hold on.
Yeah.
He's figuring out his life.
I'm here.
Okay, nice. Your camera is off. I don't know if you know that.
Input. It should be on now.
It is still not on. It says it is off on. Is it off for everyone else?
I don't see it on the screen.
I just now turned it off and back on again.
No, it's back on.
Oh, it is not on for my screen. So
Yeah, you gotta click it.
I'm here to
that's
make
right.
things simple.
Thank you. Nice clutch. There you go. As you look down, it is a pretty precarious kind of, grade downward. You can see there's the different portions of like where it's kind of bulged up, down. You can see different like little slides of avenues just getting down. It's pretty precarious. He jumps.
I roll perception to see a decent path. See if I spot something that's like.
I would say this would be more of an
precarious.
insight check. I would say to determine the integrity of it.
I took 10 damage, right?
Yes, you did.
Quite insightful, actually. 19.
19. So as you're looking, you can see, you're like, okay, there's a couple of portions that you're like, all right, it's a little precarious, but you navigate, you think you discern a decent way down as you're standing kind of on the cusp of this kind of slope downward. You found a path that, would do you right, at least in your mind.
A shield slide. A shield slide.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck it.
Yeah, you just sit on the
Okay.
Let's go.
All right, yeah, shit. You just pull out your shield and I wouldn't even say it takes movement. You just sit down and you just push off as you start careening down.
I'm gonna like I'm gonna kind of stick the snowshoe like through the shield armholes, and I'm gonna slide down.
Do you have the repeating crossbow? Can you Legolas and start shooting at the fucking ice giant?
I mean, not 300 feet away, but
Okay, so as
Go.
so as you start to slide down, and I mean you knew the path, but staying on that path will be one thing. However, once again, these giants are back. You see the rocks. Sir Denrick, here we go. As he's sliding down.
Wait!
He's a moving target. He's a moving target.
I will say, what are you doing, Zahir? I saw you careened around, or is there anything else you're doing?
So, can I see like how wide their platform is?
Yeah, so you can see, as you're looking now,
how wide
kind of,
they would effectively be able to throw from.
yeah. So as you're looking on this, like kind of almost eye line with them, you can see that they're this ridge line that's kind of essent to this mountain. You can see it goes back a good probably 80, 90 feet, as they're walking back. And you can actually see kind of like as it recedes and it goes back about this 80, 90 feet, you can see this cave opening, this mouth opening of a cave.
I just mean like cliff's edge.
Oh, you mean like in front of them?
Yeah, like how wide would they be able to effectively throw from?
What do you mean? Like, I mean, you've seen how far they've thrown thus far.
No, well, all right,
Like,
never mind.
You're talking about footing, like they use it as
Yeah,
a
like,
throwing
what-
platform.
Yeah.
Oh, so so as they walk up, they don't really like move too much. They can just kind of like step back and then just and chuck it like a shot put kind of, or overhead.
So where's like the edge, the rightmost edge, or their left? I guess.
You can see the edge in front of them. The edge,
Well, no, like-
the edge behind them. I just said it
where
goes like
they
80
wouldn't
feet
be able to go further. Where they wouldn't be able to go further, to their left.
behind them.
No, along the cliff's edge. Like how far?
Show me what you want. Show me what you want.
Can they go past here? Can they go past here up onto like this thing over here?
Yeah. So I mean the little
Can they go along this whole thing?
No. So no. Oh, so, okay. I see what you're saying. No. So the let me go and get a dome out here. So what I would say is like, without building this entire mountain, I would say this is about their area of platform that they can come out to, and then sorry guys. Next time I'll build the entire world so that you guys can see exactly what it.
That would be helpful. Yeah.
Hey, what's up, Corey?
Just
Good to see you, man.
Corey in the house.
But yeah, so you can see kind of in this area is the platform that they can operate on when it comes to throwing, and then obviously it goes back about 80 feet to like this mouth of a cave somewhere. Okay. But yeah, they can't just follow you guys along the ridge line. It doesn't just follow you deeper to the east.
Would it be able to perch like right here?
Yeah, you can perch right there if you want.
Okay, yeah, I would like to go over there and perch and transform back into Zahir.
Okay, do it. As you dash.
Let me
I actually
just don't worry about it. I'm gonna be transforming back. So.
Oh, okay.
I'll perch there, transform.
Mm-hmm.
I will pull out the Blade of the Valkyrie. Is that what it's called?
Yep.
And I would like to cast Wall of Light.
Oh shit.
About at eye level. About at their eye level.
Okay.
In front of.
A man cast.
In front of them.
Okay.
Fuck you on the giant.
That's okay. What's the range on that?
It's 120.
Okay. So 120 feet. 120 feet.
Better than what I was gonna do.
And I want to center it about right here, but I want to basically cut off their line of their most effective line of sight.
So it says 120 feet at the origin point, and then it can go 60 feet long. So you have some flexibility.
Yeah.
So show me the line with your ruler on how you kind of want to form it here, and then I see it right there.
Basically, yeah. I want. Well, no, not like that. So it'll be up, suspended in the air at about their eye level.
Yeah.
So basically a little bit over their heads down.
Okay, so they'd have to almost crawl, yeah. So they'd have to almost get underneath it.
They'd have to crawl, and so I want to block it off about that.
Okay.
So that they can't see back down towards us.
Yeah, hold on, leave it there. Okay, so yeah. Okay, cool. So leave it there. Okay, so where you're creating it. I mean, yeah, so you create it. You can't really meta, but he will. This one right here, this giant will be able to still kind of see past, along the actual kind of avalanche. But in terms of blocking you guys running farther, yes, you have successfully done that. So as you just crane with this giant eagle form, and you kind of almost, before you even hit the rocks, you transform back into Zahir as you kind of hit the rocks, and you look down as your kind of feet placement or slip for a second. You look down hundreds of feet, and you're like, okay. As you draw the sword of the Valkyrie, as the angel on it lights up, as you cast Wall of Light, as the blade emits this bright radiant energy, as you then point where you want it, and you drag the line as to where you want the wall to emit, as this wall of just radiant bright daylight just emits and erupts into this space, cutting off their line of sight. You hear them as they both kind of start to speak out in giant, as you can hear their heavy footsteps kind of stepping backwards. I will say that'll be your turn. So as they do hesitate,
I'll look for Sir Denric from my perch.
Okay, sounds good. At which point that does delay them momentarily. The one that was farther over won't throw his rock, because he's kind of was closer to it and kind of gets disrupted. This one is just gonna walk around, and he's gonna make one more rock throw here against Sir Denric, as he's fucking sleeting by on his cool ass little sled here. Nah, yeah, easy mode, bro. As you're focused, you're not even focusing or worrying about what these giants are doing. As you start to slide down this avalanche on your shield, as another rock. You see Morello as you're looking back, as you see it fly off the mountainside and smash into just the top kind of portion of where the avalanche mound is. But Sir Denric already on his shield, craning down, making his way. Go ahead, and I need you to make me. What do you? What skill check? What skill check do you think would you be able to make for this? What are you thinking? What do y'all think?
I feel like he's probably just holding on for dear life.
I mean, he can still adjust shift it a little bit.
I'd say
athletics.
Has Sir Denric ever done sledding?
Maybe after that.
What about athletics with half strength proficiency? Because you're staying.
Why are you nerfing yourself prematurely?
Yeah, just take the full proficiency. You don't even add that.
Okay, I can see athletics with having to shift yourself and get yourself into different areas.
Well, because I don't have any dexterity modifier.
Oh, okay. So let's do dexterity then. I'm just kidding. Go ahead and roll out.
I
Just
mean,
make me a straight strength check, bro. Whatever your strength mod is. No added, no nothing. Just
No
what?
shenanigans. You're not proficient with sleds.
Just.
Not yet, anyway.
Oh, let's go unnatural 20, bro.
Oh,
X Games
fun.
mode.
Okay, no, hey, Morello, you look back and Sir Denric's on fucking X Games mode, bro. He's just over there. Yo, dude, he's just craning down, bro. Never before done this in his life.
Bro,
He's
I'm
going
carrying a
down,
lance too. This is my new mount, dude.
bro. As you're making
dude.
your way, dude. Unnatural 20, bro. You're zooming. Like, you're picking up speed, and Morello, you're like, oh shit, he's like catching up as you're careening forward. As you're careening forward after Morello. Hey, do you wanna go for him? You can make one more check to like go for him if you want.
I'm not gonna kill him, no.
Why not, dude?
Do it.
He says, do it. Nah, no, I'm mobbing, dude.
Okay, all right. So you,
I don't have it like lance out. I'm kind of like balancing with it.
It'd be a lot cooler if you did. So as you're making your way, Morello, you're just 60 feet sprinting. As you can see, Sir Denrich just careening right behind you. Eventually, actually, before we go any farther, Bearden and Axel, what are y'all doing?
Fucking moving.
Off the map
What
as
do
you
mean?
guys like spawned in, and I will say,
Bonus action, blades dancing, and then I'm gonna run 100 feet.
okay,
Oh, you
sounds
dimension
good.
door with Axel. Very nice.
Yeah, he's zooming.
I was thinking Axel was just back there by himself. I was like, well.
All right. They said we're not getting paid. No, yeah, he got him with, and your guys, the little victory chime of you successfully using your dimension door as the rattling of the armor tied around you kind of clankers together as you then both start running as you have Sir Denric's armor, which I would like to say, good on you for, solving that problem beforehand, because that sled is fucking back there.
Oh yeah, that
That's
shit's
gone.
gone, dude.
That shit is gone. Anything y'all had on there? Nope. No
I can
more.
still go get it if y'all want.
All right.
No, we're good.
I don't know that though.
Zahir, you
I
see,
I figured you
Zahir,
would probably value your life more than a sled. With
Zahir,
the
you
unique
see
stance
Sir Denrix just ripping it on the side of this fucking mountain, dude, and you see him catching up to Morello as eventually he kind of comes to a stop, gets off of his shield, and starts hauling ass as your party continues onward. And you obscured the giant's line of sight. And you kind of hear them speaking back towards one another as they're trying to look around the wall, but they're with no success as you hear them speaking to get to each other. What are you doing?
I would like to.
You can move Baldur to catch up to you, Connor, at least in some way.
Oh, yeah.
Actually,
I'll do that.
hold on.
I'm moving in.
Hold on.
Just gonna say
What's
actually,
Baldur's
I'm gonna
AC?
Can I move them his remaining movement for this turn, or do you want to go ahead and do your thing? They are still blinded.
They're not blinded. They were not in proximity to be blinded. I don't think so, right? They weren't. They have to be in it to be blinded, right?
I think you're right, if I remember correctly.
Each creature in its area must be, yeah. So they were in the area. Go ahead and make me a dexterity saving throw with advantage for Baldur.
Sure, they're throwing rock at a bird.
That's fucked up.
It is kind of fucked up, isn't it? It's fucked.
Let me double check owl stats just to make sure. Just right here. So for his dexterity, that's a 13. Sorry, 14. Ooh.
Okay. Honestly, he's so small and they're so far away. And honestly, I would say that he's just on the cusp of hitting the wall of light. And so if you would have rolled real low, then it would have been meme. But you would have got memed on. But you rolled enough for Baldur's like he's flying as fast as he can as a rock. You see one last rock.
He also flies 120 feet.
Yeah, he's zooming.
6 seconds.
Yeah, he's zooming. So yeah, that's why the DC on that was not very hard. Was not very high. So he's just fucking beelines
Baldur
it out.
appreciates that because he's a sensitive bird in the fact that if he gets hit with a fucking boulder, he'll die.
What are you doing here?
His hit point's 1.
He only has 1 hit point.
Yeah, it's an owl. I think I have a double check because he's a familiar. It's a little bit higher, but.
So here, what are you doing?
I will transform back into a giant eagle and then swoop down.
Nice.
Sticking relatively close to the cliff to continue blocking line of sight with the wall.
Okay. Yeah. So as you then in the same imagery as you described earlier, as you turn back into a giant eagle, you use off the edge, just careen down along the face of it, as you then quickly start to catch up with the rest of your party members. We will go ahead.
Is anyone lagging behind?
No, not really.
Yeah, you.
Okay.
Kind
yeah,
of,
so
but even that's not really.
I'll keep careening, so everyone's like together.
Yeah, everyone's like within like 150 feet or so. I would say we're
Down
Morello.
to catch back up.
Where Morello and Sudemric are, that's not accurate. I would say they're probably a little closer to the edge of the board now at this point. So
Axoff didn't move on my turn either.
that's okay.
Yeah.
That's gonna end our battle map as you guys are sprinting away.
Dang. And I'll just say, if we didn't have giant eagle form to make the Lord of the Rings easier, yeah, we'd all probably be dead.
Honestly, a very minimal casualties besides RIP one sled.
Oh, typical Sleddy, bro. He's dead.
Yeah.
All
Look, I
mounts
knew
are
no
now
matter
gone.
what, me and one other person were gonna be okay.
Not only
So,
did you
so it
take
worked out
Hero
okay.
from Todd, you took
Yeah, you took
Sleddy
You've
too.
taken everything from me.
Bro, I don't
Now
mean.
You're lucky we have your
A
armor, dude.
snort.
'Cause I was about to drop that
Dude,
shit.
I don't mean to, man.
I've been reduced to a simple shield to ride upon.
Hey, man, it's not
Are you
my.
gonna take his shield next?
It's not
too?
my intention, my guy. I apologize for stealing
He's
everything.
going to take it from me.
Everything you love.
Everything I love is gone.
So.
I was wondering how we were gonna get rid of that. If I was just gonna leave it in like some street.
Hey, sometimes the story will answer questions for you.
Oh no.
One second, I'm gonna switch the music back over.
I would have been. The thing is, like, it's a familiar, so I would have just got Balder back later. But I would have been so fucking pissed if I'm like, Kafkin's gone, it's just you and me, buddy. Fucking rock from a giant. Fuck, Skeet shoots him.
Dang, this gotta be like, can't have shit on the frost trail, dude.
I would have been like, well, boys, you're finishing this without me. I'm gonna dimension door up there and duke it out with 2 frost shots.
I'm not even gonna lie to you. Part of me was like, is he gonna dimension door up there? Like, I was like, damn.
What I was going to do, I'll tell you what I was going to dimension door to their elevation, reaction cast Featherfall, so I'm falling at 60 feet a turn, and fireball the ever-loving shit out of them for every action as I'm falling.
Damn, that would have been pretty cool to see.
Dang.
But well
yeah,
played.
But then I'm like, well, I thought, because when he said throwing rocks, I'm like, Yetis. Then you're like, Frost Rats. I'm like, fuck. They're not. I'm good.
Sorry.
They're gonna beat my ass.
Yeah, that would have been a little precarious. This man's like, I'm gonna do some cool plays. Gets absolutely annihilated by rock after rock as he's feather falling. He's like,
Exactly. As I'm falling slowly, the easiest target in the world.
Exactly.
Stop!
and then your body's just unconscious.
Just
So, as the group collectively with an eagle overhead, everyone's sprinting downward into it. And everybody make dexterity saving throws for me real quick.
That is a natural 20.
Nice, Sir Denrick.
A natural 1.
Nice.
A 7.
Okay.
hey. Our average isn't great, y'all.
Oh, okay. So Denrick, you take 2 points of bludgeoning damage. So here you take 6 points of bludgeoning damage. And Vierden, you take 4 points of bludgeoning damage as you all eat utter shit on the ice as you're running through it. As Sir Denrick, oh no, you're right. Sorry, Zahir, you didn't have to make that. But no. So then here, I'll roll one more time. Oh no, whatever I said for you, Vierden, take that, which I think was 4. Yeah. So Denrick, you managed to kind of catch yourself as you hit your elbow, and you're like, that fucking smarts, man. As you kind of hit the ground. So Vierden, you like almost landing just on the back of your nog, bro, as you hit the back, as you hit your back on it, and you like both your elbows, part of your knee just as you crank out, but worth it at the hasted speed that you guys are going, as you guys kind of quickly get up and continue to make your way. And after running for a couple hundred feet and knowing you guys are out of danger, you guys kind of slow down. And reconvene. Zahir, if you want to come out of your form. Actually, Zahir, go ahead and make me a perception check, my good man.
Yeah.
I think with advantage, right?
Yeah, with advantage on sight.
On sight.
Sight.
On sight.
What is wrong with this dice, bro?
Did you roll advantage?
Dude,
You
I
still
don't know
fucking
what
blew?
die you've been using this whole session, but it's ass.
I hit
like,
rolled a
it's
4
actual dog shit.
and then a 4
Or it's
for
on site.
12.
Or that 9 and 11 for those.
So as you're,
Okay.
well, I will say this, like it's not too crazy, but you are at this high elevation, and you can look off in the distance ahead of you, and you seeing kind of similar to what Morello was seeing. You see these kind of little just blips of something kind of scattered out across the ice, kind of. I mean, not too far. You're just a couple 100 feet away from where you can see this kind of hill meets, probably similar to what you had seen back in the summer Sun's Crossing. As you see this kind of the slight hill kind of meets the edge of probably where the lake is, and you see a couple 100 feet kind of scattered just sporadically across the lake, kind of frozen space. You just see a smattering of little objects of sort, and then similarly you can see, I would say with your eagle vision, because eagles can see hella well, I would say it's a little hard to discern what the things are on the ice, but you can definitely see that there are buildings kind of constructed up on top of this kind of raised hill area, and you can see similar kind of in a different fashion, but you can see a dock, you can see 2 docks in different kind of, or no, this one would be 1 dock. You can see a singular dock kind of canted at an angle off of the hill, and you can see that there is similarly one single boat kind of resting in the ice as well. But yeah. As you all reconvene, as you all on the ground convene,
Stand
So I
up.
was like, well, yeah, that got a little hairier than I thought. I thought with the eagle, with what you did there, Zahir, that was gonna be a cakewalk. And then, yeah, I was able to hear what they were saying, but they were pissed.
Yeah, they said that little people like us were just, or rats like us were just loot for them to grab, so they weren't super friendly.
I did get the impression, but I mean, we made it all right. Sir Denrick, I saw you kind of skate down that mountainside there. That's pretty.
Yes, I figured an expeditious way down would be the right decision, and thankfully it worked.
I'm sorry that you had to leave that armor you were so sentimental about with the card.
Oh no! Then you now notice that 3 of these individuals have different pieces strapped to them.
Yeah. I'm wearing like his gauntlets and like shoulder pauldrons on top of my armor.
Yeah, it was like, and then like you see Axov's wearing the helmet.
I kind of laughed. I was like, they weren't getting loot this time.
I think at this point I'm like moving the plate armor around. I think at this point I'm about half knighted in your country now, aren't I, Sir Denrick?
I wouldn't say that, but
I would though. Anyways, matter settled.
The only unfortunate thing is we lost a good mount today.
Kavkin.
No,
Lenny?
Hey, come on, his name was
Stuart?
If he's
The sled.
the
sled was
The
is
sled?
on the other
Yes,
side.
yes. Lenny was left.
Oh, the sled.
The sled. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What can you do? Hopefully we're getting pretty
Hopefully
close now, right, Axel?
It's in its natural environment. I will say that. So that's good.
You hear Axov?
True.
Honestly, wait. Takes off the helmet, hands it over to you. As he will now make a perception check. Let's see what you got, Axov.
Nice.
Nice. It was going to be a 14, and it rolled to a 4.
Classic Axoff.
But his perception, it's only +3. Shit. Nice. So as he looks up ahead, he kind of squints. Honestly, it's kind of hard to tell, so I cannot be 100% for sure. But if I'm not mistaken, I wouldn't be surprised if all those little masses that we can see off in the distance were probably tents of some sort or something along that nature. I feel like the fishing season is probably in right now. I have a feeling that the hold on, let me look at my notes as he pulls out a little book. I have a feeling that the ice reelers, the Fishers Guild at Glacial, they're probably in season right now. So
is are these they're frost giants? Is that a common occurrence?
oh, honestly, I mean, I don't really traverse these lands when it's dead winter. But I have heard of instances where there are frost giants that do, take refuge within the mountains themselves. So I mean, would that particular thing being a normal occurrence? Maybe not so much, but I mean, frost giants are not like uncommon necessarily. I mean, well, they're uncommon, but they're not like super incredibly rare to see.
It just seems like strange to have some shipping lane across the lake with giants to throw rocks at you. I'm assuming a 90-foot ship would be a lot easier to hit than us. And they seemed quite keen to do that.
Well, honestly, a lot of the frost giants, when it comes to summertime, they're not so prevalent. Just because, obviously, they are more acclimated to the cold, and they do not prefer the warmer seasons as much. So they do not traffic as frequently. So I mean, I have a feeling that if it was more of an issue, they probably would not have a trading lane along this path. And I mean, I'm honestly, even if it was, I wouldn't be surprised if they kept using it, only because, I mean, this is one of the only kind of lanes of transportation, to get quickly over to Snowstone in this kind of portion of the White Whale. So I don't know. You're asking good questions, Sir Denrick, but I'm assuming it's probably not that big of an issue, considering that it is still open for trade in the summer. So,
well, it almost was quite a big issue
for us.
But thankfully, we are on our way.
That we are. So, without further ado, Morello, you can do your thing, Morello. I'm just those ones everyone's good.
I was just wondering, like, actual question: how far out are we from what I saw? Like, I know he's talking about it being the Fishers Guild, but about mile-wise.
Make an insight check on me.
Whatever you get on the D20 is the number of miles.
Yeah, we'll be real fucking low, man.
Oh, perfect. Because that's a 3.
Nice, dude. Nice. Well, are you just trying to infer into your own like knowledge, or are you asking the group?
I'm just trying to infer into my own knowledge because I know that giants can probably move super quickly, so I'm trying to be like, okay, how close is it for us to get to that town and to like, or not the town but the guild?
I would say referencing in the fact that like it just like distance and how far you had to traverse to get to that kind of narrowed portion was roughly probably about 4-ish miles or so. And so it seems to be like farther than that a little bit, but not too much. So I mean, you're probably, I mean, even with a 3, I mean, probably anywhere between like 4 to 7 miles, 4 to 8 miles.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but as you all continue onward, Sir Zahir, are you staying in your form?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll take back off, and then I'll just like kind of circle around.
Okay, sounds good.
And keep eyes out.
Everyone, go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw for me. For the cold, with advantage.
Thank the Lord, bro. Ooh, it's a 19.
I'm just
trying. It's going to be a natural 1.
I'm just trying to sneak in this last little bits of exhaustion.
Just before you murder us, bro.
Yeah. What'd you guys hear?
What do I roll for the eagle? And if I take one as the eagle, do I keep it?
You died.
What do you keep? What do you keep for when it says for stats? Do you keep your con, or is it just intelligence, wisdom?
You take the higher of the two, I believe.
I think it specifically. I thought it specifically said like you keep your intelligence, wisdom, but everything else you assume. I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's generally it. But it's also the same. So, and then I don't have my cloak or my insulated clothing. And
so what'd you roll there, amigo?
That's a 6.
Yeah, you take a point of exhaustion.
Would I keep that if I revert?
Guess we're gonna find out, aren't we? Homie G.
I would imagine so.
Yeah, I never understood a certain show that did it so that if you're in eagle form or like in an animal form and like you go back, it's like, oh, it's negated. It's like you're still like a creature. Like polymorphed, I could understand, but I'd say a druid who actually is like more like assuming a more of a, I don't know. But for now, we will know. We will know when you revert. But you currently have 1 point of exhaustion, which I have not
Doesn't
fleshed.
sound promising, dude. No meta, but it doesn't sound promising.
But no, I will say this. I will say that for I'm gonna redo the exhaustion table for I'm gonna homebrew it. But I will say this instead of a disadvantage on all your ability checks, we're gonna start with your speed is halved.
Do I see a campfire over in the?
You can make another perception check. Oh, this man brings a pie out, dude.
Brings a
No, I-
whole
I
ass
quickly-
merrily pie.
I moved some snow. What pie?
That's 19.
19.
Axoff and I have
Um,
a rope to his shield. We're dragging him as he has a little cook pot on his shield.
As you're looking out, and as you guys are making your way, how long does your form last?
4 hours.
Holy shit! Okay, never mind. I thought it was an hour, but that's polymorph. Yeah, no. So as you're just as you guys are progressing and going further and further, you said what was it? Sorry, one more time.
19.
So as you're getting, dude, Nox is ripping ass. So as you're getting closer and closer, you now can start to see that these things that are scattered among the frozen lake top are tents of sorts. And as you're looking out and as you're kind of looking off in the distance, you can see the only thing you can see when it comes to actual fires right now, or resembling that, would be a single kind of like smoke stream or smoke kind of cloud billowing up from one of the main buildings, kind of up on the raised, elevated kind of portion on top of the hill from the, up off the frozen lake.
I will just take off.
You're just gonna zoom.
Yeah.
You're still a couple miles away. Like, you're still like a mile or two away.
Well, yeah, I will just start going though.
Okay.
As fast
You
as I
all,
can.
you all.
80 foot fly speed.
Well, now you're halved because you're exhausted.
Thought you were redoing that later.
No, he redid it to just now, so the first level is now reduced.
What do you want? You want disadvantage on your ability checks? Or you want half speed?
Oh, disadvantage.
I want to
on
get to the
those
fire,
fast.
man.
That's crazy. You're half speed.
Okay, well then I'll just land.
Hold on. Where's the exhaustion
Hit him
table?
with the damn, bro. That's crazy.
Where's the exhaustion table? Hold on. Exhaustion table is so intense, bro. Then again, I guess any level of exhaustion is like it's a deal and a half. Let's see. Yeah, how about this? We'll make number 6 number 1. Death.
I
Yeah,
like it.
let's make it a D6 table.
God damn.
Yeah, your speed's gonna be halved. So what do you want to do now? I mean,
don't
I
know.
mean, if what is your flying speed? 40?
it's 80 now. It's 40.
But with a dash, to be back up to 80. Because you can still dash.
I'm gonna keep. Okay, I'll keep dashing for 4 miles.
You're gonna take another point of exhaustion for sure.
I could probably just coast for a while.
Yeah, bro, you're just
Yeah.
chilling, dude. You're like zooming and shit. Like you're tired because of the coldness getting to you, but you're not like, you're still faster than the party who's carrying Sir Denver with a pot pie in his fucking lap.
Hey, I'm
All right,
feasting,
fuck it.
man.
I'll just go. then.
Okay, sounds good. So you all see Zahir just fucking off in the distance.
think seeing
Don't
that-
stray too far. He's gone.
Yeah, I think he's gone. Like Balder was kind of chilling with me. I think at this point I'll have Balder go back up and just kind of recircle, just so there's a presence above us. Like kind of keep an eye out. But
Okay, sounds good. Make a perception check. Actually, never know when more
for
giants could be.
myself,
If you want Balder, you want you, bro. I don't know. Whatever the fuck you want, man. Make your choice.
I think because we're walking, I'll just make one myself. So like, I'm not gonna stop and reassess that. That is 18.
Okay, so you're keeping an eye out. Wait, you said you? Sorry, you or no?
Myself.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, you're keeping an eye out. Balder's just kind of doing his owl thing and shit. But yeah, I'd say
Shit.
I will say 1, 2. No, yeah, I would say you guys are good. I would say another hour or so goes by, and you do reach there before them, Zahir. Where are you going first?
Fire.
You're just gonna
down.
smash into the chimney where you see this fucking.
Well, I'm gonna obviously swoop down and then revert and then find the fire.
Oh, fucking gay.
I run.
Okay, so as you're overhead, flying on top of this, now you're at this point kind of looking down and seeing all these different tents, and you can see different people kind of, walking amongst in between these tents. You can see large sections of ice cut out, and kind of retrieved out of the ice. You see people sitting in front of these holes. You can see fishing rods in their hands. You just see good 30, 40 people out here all on the ice, just kind of mingling, at least from what you can see, and doing a quick count. But you just beeline it straight for the top of that hill where you can see bladed. So you're flying in like this. You can see the building is like overhead is bladed like this. What would you say? Perpendicular? It'd be parallel to the path of trajectory you're going.
Okay.
So, and as you kind of swoop down, you can see some people kind of looking up and looking at you, just, like, oh shit, what was a giant ass eagle doing over here? Do you like make any motion to like hide your transformation, or are you just gonna land and transform?
I'm gonna land and transform.
Okay. So as you land and transform, you can actually see as you start to kind of cream down. You actually, this time, compared to the Summer Sun's crossing, you can see the path of stone is cleared, and you can see a path going from the singular dock out on the lake as it kind of goes and kind of cuts back and goes up this hill, and then just kind of almost goes in a straight kind of eastern direction as it continues out and beyond this actually, one sec. I need to check my lore real quick.
Man's in the closet for lore.
The closet for lore?
Oh my god. I like to imagine he just went into the closet, lifted up a piece of paper, put it in front of his mouth, and screamed.
So I had to whip out the fucking fatty map.
Yeah.
No, so actually, as you can see that as you are hitting this town, the mountains to your left and the right, this pass that you've been traversing through, you can see that, I mean, it goes on for probably another like maybe half mile, and it opens up again. And you can see kind of a vast kind of open landscape. You start to see trees starting to be sprinkled out amongst the horizon, kind of off in the distance down the way. But yeah, kind of just probably 30, 40 feet as this path kind of crests over the top of this hill, you can see this like two-story like large building as you just beeline it down, transform back onto this cobblestone road. As you land, there's two individuals, like one that was walking out of the of this building, and one that was watching you come down is now looking back as he was headed towards the dock. As you just hit the ground, transform as they both look at you as you're just in this space now, as they're both staring like and
is there an open fire inside?
As you say this, you look at the individuals that you are in front of, and you can see that both of them, two males, but you can see that they both have long, kind of dark brown hair. One has a longer, kind of thick beard. The other one kind of has a little bit closer, kind of kept beard, but you can still see he's like growing it out. You can see they're both wearing heavy set fur coats with kind of whitish fur, kind of lining the sides. The one that was going out and heading towards the dock, you can see his hood was pulled up, and you can see the fur kind of lining the hoods. These heavy coats. You can see these kind of like thicker pants. These kind of mid what are these called? Calves, mid kind of calf high boots. You can see that they're like the tops of them are kind of sealed off with leather cords to make sure that the snow doesn't get in. You can see that the one that was walking out, has like an ice pick on his belt, has a rod over his shoulder, and he's just staring. But as the one that's like exiting this building, they're both kind of similarly dressed. The kind of bushier bearded individual goes, yeah, if you want to come inside, that's yeah. He kind of like sidestep and feel.
Thank you. I desperately need to warm up.
And he's like
I'm
just
shivering.
his eyes are like just following you as you're like careening right into the building.
Yeah, and
That's good.
I'll go right on in.
Okay, as you go right on in, immediately you're hit with warmth as you go into the interior space as you find yourself a fireplace. Going back to the other group, as you saw the eagle just now at this point off in the distance, you saw him like beeline it, and you saw him like just cut down, and you know you kind of lost visual of him. But you guys are now kind of a couple hundred feet away from the exterior of the farthest outermost kind of edge of where these tents are set up, and you can see a couple of individuals similarly kind of dressed as I was just describing. They have hoods up. You see them fishing. You see a couple different groups. And all the eyes of like 3 or 4 of these different groups next to these tents are on you guys.
Yeah. Are we within speaking range?
Yeah, as you're walking up, you're a couple hundred feet, but now you're like 100 feet and you're getting close. No one's like saying anything, but from a good couple hundred feet off, they were staring at you until now you are close enough to speak out.
I'll wave.
Yeah, I'll wave and say it's like, I know you've all probably have heard stories and thought that passing the frost trail in the winter is impossible, and let me tell you, it is. Don't do it. It's a bad idea.
The fact that we're still here is crazy, but please tell me you are friendly.
As you say this, Bearden, you hear no shit. But
I think I'll like just laugh a little bit with that.
Yeah. And as there's a one kind of outlier comment, but you do see one of the individuals kind of step up. That one like this kind of like almost in like the pathing of you going straight, kind of onward. You see him kind of stand up, kind of pull back his kind of puffy hooded kind of jacket as he's like starts to walk over to you. You see this kind of older gentleman, kind of looks probably like in his 40s, probably early 50s. You can see his hair is kind of pulled back into this kind of longer ponytail. You can see some portions of gray kind of smattering within his hair. You can see this big bushy beard that actually as he takes back the hood, he actually pulls it out of his jacket as it kind of drops down and goes like down to like the mid portion of his chest. Just like wrinkles all over his face, but he set down his fishing rod as he was walking over, and he just looks at all of you, kind of stops as you guys kind of both like meet in the middle, still like about 10 feet away. Whoa, shit! If this is not the strangest thing that I've ever seen in all of my years. Yes, we are friendly.
I've been hearing that a lot lately.
Is he kind of he takes a like an extra glance over at you, Bearden, but you're kind of tucked up in your hood and stuff. And he looks over at Morello, Dragonborn, like interesting.
I believe one of our friends probably just already made himself probably flew in here, transforms into a bird sometimes. So.
Oh, the eagle.
Oh. Yeah, not this guy. I adjusted to the owl.
You are some of the strangest individuals I've probably ever seen in my entire time of in the White Whale, for sure. But I'm Bori, as he steps forth and kind of reaches out his hand.
I'll shake it.
So Denrick, you step up and you shake it. It's a pleasure, and your names. It's a pleasure to meet y'all.
I'm Bearden. Nice to meet you, Bori.
Morello. It's wonderful to meet you.
He goes around and shakes hands if everyone accepts it.
Yeah, I'll shake his hand.
I'll let Axoff speak for himself. I won't introduce him.
That's Axoff. Axoff. No.
Humble travelers.
Well, I would not say humble is necessarily the right word, considering the fact that you came from a direction that is nigh impossible to traverse in the wintertime, and it looks like you were on foot, so with very minimal supplies, and so it looks...
We had oxen, but I feel like I should let you guys know, only a couple miles back. How far do you think we walked since that avalanche on the lake? How far do you think that might have been? I don't know, 5 miles back, there was a pair of frost giants over there. I don't know if that's something you guys should be concerned about, but figured I'd let you know.
Oh, I mean, it's not the strangest thing that we've ever seen or heard of. But honestly, I'm more impressed the fact that you are even standing before me at this point in time. Please, no, you all must be cold and need some respite from the cold. Come on, as he starts to kind of lead you all, starting to make their way over. You can see he kind of calls out to the woman that was sitting next to him at the things. He's Sofska, it's just tend to the lines. I'll be back with these. I'm going to show these individuals to the inn. And she can hear, oh yes, absolutely, Bori, no worries. Yeah, as you guys continue, Bori, it's Bory, by the way, as Bori continues, so, and this whole time, he's just, like, speaking kind of, like, in, like, bursts and just, like, perplexed, like, he's, like, as if he's, like, ears are, like, not really real, as he's kind of just confused. Well, I mean, welcome to Glacial. Well, honestly, this is not Glacial proper, but this is the kind of the fishing extension of the town. So, but we'll go ahead and get you set up in the inn. And what is your destination?
We're going to Snowstone.
We have business in Snowstone.
And where did you come from?
Grimtoll?
Fuck, you can like kind of swear under his breath. How long have you guys been out on the road?
About a week.
Axoff, so it's been a week since we embarked on our journey.
I don't count weekends. It's leisure time.
Should we set a new record?
Wow. Well, I won't keep pestering you with any more of my questions. Well, yeah, let's
fine. It's nice talking to somebody who isn't either plate armor, sketchy, or a dragon.
You kind of laugh at that. Well, you kind of laugh.
Talking to someone sketchy that you just.
I pointed at Axoff.
Oh, Axoff just like leaves you a look, like raises an eyebrow. But yeah,
I'm more of saying this for Bori's benefit. Like it's fun. Like, go ahead and chat with us.
Yeah. But yeah, I will say as you guys and Bori are now, as you're being escorted over to the kind of dock area and eventually to the inn to kind of get some respite from another day's venture out in the Frost Trail. We'll go ahead and end tonight's session there, as we will go ahead and pick up. We'll go ahead and pick up. Yeah, we'll go ahead and pick up from there for our final episode of this arc, which will be next Thursday.
Say it ain't so.
Yeah, so all right.
Didn't even get to cast a fireball in the inn yet.
He said, "Oh, hi, your name's Bori."
Said more like boring and blew him up.
Boring. Anyway, so yeah, we'll go ahead and end tonight there. And then yeah, next week will be our final episode before we will be taking kind of a hiatus for some life things and all that good jazz. But thank you. Very fitting. But yeah, we always appreciate everyone who sticks around, hangs out with us for our adventures, and so we always appreciate y'all. But we will be catching you all next week for this arc's finale. But until then, we hope you all have a wonderful rest of your evening, and we will catch you then. Take it easy.